over. Let's get the show on the road.
Not the best. Morning.
Look who's here again.
Who?
Us.
Oh, yeah.
We are. Hi, everyone. Hi.
Yes.
Dan. Yeah.
I'll start.
Yeah.
For the rest of the media, because I guess we're part of the media.
The media.
The Joker is faking.
Yeah.
Could one of you assholes be brave enough to go, the Joker is faking?
They throw
the
it out there like it's
Joker
an aside.
is still trying to play the Joker.
Yeah.
That's how much of an asshole this Colorado douchebag is. He's faking. Stop trying to read into it like, oh, look how crazy he is. Is he on drugs?
No.
Oh, my God, we found out he's not on drugs.
No.
So this must be really crazy behavior. No, he's still playing the role of the Joker. And he thinks that's how the Joker would be in a courtroom.
He looked like somebody
Holy fuck.
trying to act like they're
Of course.
crazy. He didn't look like a real crazy person looks when you see an honest-to-goodness crazy person in court.
Right.
No, he looked like a guy trying to say, let me look crazy.
You could see he was trying. You could see it.
Yeah, it was obvious.
Do you have to be crazy like myself to know crazy? Because it's so obvious to me.
It's like, how about you don't call him the Joker?
It's so irritating.
We're making...
really?
It's like...
All that shit isn't going to work. I love the people, well, locally, they're not going to show his mugshot in Aurora. Well, guess what? Everyone in Aurora saw his mugshot. We live in a very different world,
And using the word, the Joker for him is as a goof on the media.
Oh, of course I'm goofing by saying the Joker.
Yeah.
You hear how I'm saying it?
It's not like this guy. And another thing that I brought up is why the fuck didn't they just shave his fucking head?
I agree.
The second he got into fucking jail. So that's our policy here in this jail. We're shaving your fucking head so he doesn't end up in court with the dumb red fucking hair.
He looks like an asshole, though. He really looks ridiculous with orange hair.
Eastside Dave?
Of course he does.
He looks like an
silly.
asshole.
I actually like that he still has the
Dave.
dumb red hair.
Really?
Yeah, you shave him down, he doesn't look as ridiculous. Let him look stupid.
It does look stupid.
I feel bad for the public defender. She doesn't want this case.
She wants no part of this.
She doesn't want
one.
any part of it. Someone said, guess what? Guess what you got today?
Oh.
So don't fucking hit her.
Why couldn't I get the
Hit her hard.
the broad that wrote the bad checks and couldn't afford a lawyer?
She's like, oh, fuck, seriously? I don't think there's many lawyers that actually want to defend this fucking loser.
Well, he should get a vigorous defense with a public defender.
Right.
Oh, boy.
They said, no, that's not going to be his lawyer. His lawyer, they said, is going to be the guy who's actually the best public defender.
Yeah.
Really?
Yeah, you have to. Because this way, because he's going to lose. You can't, most you could do is save his life. You can't do anything. So if you don't give him a good defense, you don't want him to have anything on appeal.
I don't think, that's the lovely country we live in.
Yeah.
I guess we have no choice in that matter, unfortunately, but I personally would love to see him just shot in the back of the fucking head and thrown in a dumpster.
Yeah, it'd be nice.
Period. And I am not arguing that with anybody.
Yeah,
I don't
it would
give
be
a
nice.
fuck.
Yeah.
But the crazy eye, that's all fake. But no one in the media will be brave enough to say that.
Say, oh, he looked out of it. He looked confused, maybe drugged.
Yeah, what was some of the
how about
words?
it looked like he was completely still playing this dumb fuck part and faking it.
In his stupid head.
He's the Joker.
Oh, yeah. Ooh, look at he's mysterious.
What are some of the words? Disoriented. Completely out of it. Bizarre.
He's acting.
Looked scared and bizarre.
Oh, I just hope someone just beats the fuck out of him. Just a sound prison thrashing.
Literally, that's what I want to see as a guy. I want to see he has not had 1 ounce of penalty.
No.
One fist. Fucking careening off his fucking upper lip and shattering teeth.
Smashing his face into the concrete. Bam!
Look dazed and sleepy. Bizarre. Comes up.
That's how I come into the show every day.
Yeah.
Dazed and sleepy.
Freaky. They're calling him freaky. Again, they're loving the word bizarre. Looked crazy. No, he's acting. He's so acting.
Yeah.
He's still playing the part. Like,
look at me.
Oh, I don't know.
What am I going to do next? Look out.
Right.
I'm a wild man. Yeesh.
Nah. And, he's getting 3 meals a day. He's getting his sleep. He's
protected.
He's
got
good.
a bulletproof vest on right there.
And I saw his dumb apartment building. I bet you he's living just as well.
Yeah.
Not that much different.
Fuck this guy.
So enraging. So enraging.
Oh, yeah, I really hope he just fucking...
Pursuant to CRS 18-1-1001, we are to enter a mandatory protection order. Any violation of the protection order can constitute a new criminal offense and/or contempt of court.
On a new criminal offense.
It is the order of the court. You shall not
Supposed to
harass,
mass murder.
molest, intimidate, retaliate against, or tamper with any witness to or victim of the acts you are charged with committing. Shall vacate the home of the victim, stay away from the home of the victims, and stay away from any other location the victims are likely to be
I hope he doesn't have the opportunity to go to any of the victims' homes. Why? I like these fucking legal things they have to do.
The legalese.
They put a restraining order against him.
From contacting them, too.
From contacting the victim. I guess you can do that from prison.
Sure, writing them letters or emails,
These motherfuckers.
Yeah. Look at closing his eyes
but what are the fucking consequences? Like, this guy is accused of mass murder. He did it. I mean, there's no fucking doubt.
He looks scared, though. Like, he looks like he doesn't look crazy.
No, he looks like, what'd I do?
He looks like he knows he's fucked.
He's going to spend the rest of his life in prison, if not the death penalty.
But I think he's still trying to, play it up still. Look at that. I mean, come on. Look at that dumb face. Stop.
How punchable is that face? It's fucking...
How punchable?
In 15 years, when all the appeals are going through, they'll interview him in prison. He'll have his gray hair brushed back, and he'll be in a little prison thing, and they'll talk about what a model prisoner he's been, and he'll talk about Jesus and how I don't even remember being that person. And everybody will be like, oh, he's a great guy now. And it's how this shit works.
And then some of the victims' families will actually forgive him.
I forgive him, and we've actually spoken in prison. Because this dumb motherfucker, fucking religious person got us together.
I reached out to his mom.
Yeah.
We had tea. I don't know how you do any of that stuff.
I don't either.
I mean, if that's what you got to do, I'm not judging you. Okay.
Too much time goes past, and then everything gets desensitized, and which in a way is okay when the pure emotion is out of it, and you could look logically at a case like this. But then too much time goes by, and people, hey, you know what? A Son of Sam, that motherfucker is just like in prison enjoying his life in prison. He talks to people. He has great times every day. Most of his life has been spent in prison.
Right.
And that's his life. And he has relationships. He talks to people. He enjoys his job in prison. And this is the motherfucker that terrified New York.
Right.
This was a monster that terrified New York City. And now enough time went by where it's like, that's David Berkowitz. What a great guy.
He enjoys his TV programs.
Of course.
He might even be watching Breaking Bad. I don't know.
He might be.
I don't know if they got the cable in prison. They might, though.
He ministers other prisoners, so he's literally enjoying his time in prison. He did not enjoy his time on the outside. He was an outcast.
He probably has a better life for himself because he did that.
And why? Why should he? Why isn't this motherfucker dead?
Well, where's all the convict justice? This where this fucking fake
you bunch of fucking
chivalry
pussies.
in jail. Oh, you don't want to do that and go to jail. Really? This guy just fucking murdered people in their cars. Where's all this jail justice?
Yeah. Well, I believe they protected him for many years.
You know what?
And then, like Ant said, enough time goes by, it fades away, and then that raw nerve isn't around anymore.
They become model
citizens. Someone would do that.
Model citizens in their fucking private condo complex, what it amounts to.
Anyone else going to point out he went with the Cesar Romero Joker, by the way?
Yes, the red hair. Yeah, Cesar Romero.
Wasn't it Caesar?
It was, yeah.
I just came up with that. I didn't even fucking Google that.
That's
before
the guy,
show.
Cesar Romero.
He went with the Cesar Romero joke
from the Batman series.
Yes, he's the only one I think that had red hair. I think the rest of them went. Oh no, he had green.
No,
he
had red and green. He would change it.
Okay, he did have red, but he also had green.
Yeah, he would change it.
Because Heath Ledger had green, right?
Yeah.
See, go to the.
So this asshole didn't even get his hair right.
It is green. There it's red.
Yeah, so he went back and forth. But I remember him as having the red hair for the Joker.
Yeah.
Cesar Romero. Look at that fucking idiot. He was a good Joker, though.
Cesar Romero was a good fucking
How many
Joker.
Jokers were in the Batman, in the original Batman? Was it just him?
Series? I think it was just him.
TV show was just him, I believe.
Was.
Yeah.
Was it?
Yeah, he was. Yeah, he was a big part of the Batman TV show.
Is he dead or alive?
Oh, I would have to say, yeah.
And was Frank
I don't know,
Gorshin?
though.
Frank
He was the
Gorshin
Riddler.
was the Riddler.
He was
yeah.
the Riddler, of course.
Frank Gorshin was great. I just saw 12 Monkeys recently.
When did he die?
94.
a long time ago. Okay.
Wow.
Oh man. Yeah, I just saw 12 Monkeys, and Frank Gorshin's in that as like the lead psychiatrist in the hospital.
Yeah.
He's so fucking...
He was great in that movie.
He was a good actor, that motherfucker.
He's dead too, right?
Yeah, yeah.
He was a good comic, too.
Yeah, he was like funny. He was good at doing impressions, and he just was he was great in that movie.
Correctional officer, this stuff will drive you nuts. But these guys know way more than we do, obviously. Chris, give us some knowledge. Where do you work, first of all?
I'm not going to say. Somewhere in New York on it.
Yeah, no worries. All right, what do you got, buddy?
The state just fucking coddles these guys. These guys, they're fucking heroes to the other convicts. There's no convict justice no more. These guys, they're coddled.
They get starstruck. These fucking convicts get starstruck at these people.
Well, I think you're generalizing a little too much. What about some kind of kid toucher? A high-profile kid toucher in prison. We've always heard that the other convicts, would love to get at those guys.
Yeah, but they're all TC'd up there. No one's touching them.
No,
Man, no one's touching this guy anytime soon. I mean, no one.
No.
You'd have to have someone go rogue.
Yeah.
You have to have an officer or somebody go rogue. Huh?
Then his family would sue, and then the state would have to pay. It's all bullshit.
Right.
Oh, great. Fucking litigation is in the way of true fucking justice.
So we get to look at this asshole for years to come.
Right.
And I doubt they ever kill him, by the way.
Nah, I bet they don't.
We don't like killing people as a civilized society.
Yeah, unfortunately.
Except for Texas. Let's acknowledge Texas.
Gotta love Texas.
Let me say hi to Dennis. Dennis, what's up, buddy?
Hey, how are you?
All right.
Hey, I spent almost 5 years in upstate New York there. It was only a medium, we call it. They were the old psych centers when they got rid of all the, all the psychiatric patients. I don't know what they did with them. I guess that's what the homeless are. But anyways, they made that of prisons and stuff. But I had second-degree manslaughter. I spent almost 5 years up there from 92 to 97. And I'll tell you what, it was no fun. They can say what they want. I'll tell you, if I ever had to do life, I'd tell them, hell no, give me the death penalty. And that wasn't even a max.
Really? What happened to you?
Yeah, I don't know how people do. Every morning you're going to sink. There's freaking black hairs into the showers, the toilet. I mean, who wants to go there? I mean, I think.
Did you get ass fucked?
No, the only ones.
No one ever gets ass fucked.
The only ones who got that were the ones who wanted it.
Oh,
and somehow
nice.
they didn't think they were gay.
Sam?
In fact, we were in a four-man room. We had one guy who came in who would use Kool-Aid lipstick.
Fellas.
And we had a couple boys in our dorm that didn't like homos too much, and they said, if you don't leave, you're going to get stuck. So
hey, before we even entertain your call, what did you do?
DWI manslaughter.
Oh, you were drunk driving and you killed someone? Jesus.
Well, the guy who got killed, he was drinking too. I mean, he had the same blood alcohol as me. He had coke in his system.
Wait. Was he in a separate car?
I'm sorry, what?
Was he in a separate car?
Yeah.
Oh. How did it happen?
That's how he justifies
Jesus.
it. His blood alcohol level was
guy's got to sleep. Guy's got to sleep.
As high as mine, so
how did it happen?
Something was going to happen to him that night.
And it was my car, his car, and a tractor trailer.
Oh, man.
And I survived. He didn't, I mean, I don't remember what happened. I fractured my skull. I dislocated my hip. I went to the impound area and saw his car, and you could see the indentation from the tractor trailer, but they said I caused it. I said, well, I couldn't afford to fight it, and I knew I was wrong at some level, if not all levels. So I took the plea and took it was a 2 1/3 to 7. At the time, you do 1/3 of your max, and I went to the pro board twice, and they hit me. They were like guys who rob people with knives and stuff like that out, but I couldn't get work release or nothing. They were tough on DWIs.
Well, you're pretty dangerous there, my friend, if you
wow,
you were going to do that. Jesus.
Yeah, I haven't drank in 20 years, so I've been...
Oh.
What do you do for a living now?
It's still pretty good.
Yeah, I'm an electrician.
All right.
Oh, yeah?
You found work. Good for you. All right.
I'm sorry, what's that?
Yeah, go ahead.
Yeah, it's one thing good about being in construction is they kind of, everybody in the business can pretty much relate. Most of them are all.
Yeah, they're all a bunch of fucking drunken degenerates anyway.
Yep.
I remember when Kenny and I
Dennis.
went to visit a prison, and the guy showed us photos of a murder that had taken place in the jail of a guy who drunk drove and killed, I think, a 9-year-old. And
Yikes.
it was a guy who had driven drunk a lot. He had like 9 convictions.
Oh, boy.
And some other convict doing life plus took an ice pick or something and just fucking killed him in the yard.
Wow.
Because of
It was definitely because of that, or it wasn't another beef?
This guy, they knew who he was coming in. This guy, he just fucking stabbed his neck.
Wow.
He just gouged the guy's. I mean, this guy was never getting out anyway. He was like one of those triple or quadruple life guys.
Good.
Who just didn't want to see this guy around the yard.
Wow. He just annoyed him that he was
and took
walking.
Care of him.
Let's go to another correctional officer. It's Chris on Long Island. Chris.
Yeah.
Hey, Chris.
I worked in numerous federal prisons around the country. And this dude is going to get, if he gets in population, pedophiles and people who hurt girls or women, he's going to get fucked up.
Yeah, but they'll never put him in population.
Yeah,
but even in this special housing unit, I saw a dude get murdered for being a snitch, and they disemboweled him. They put his fucking intestines all over the cell.
Oh.
You can Google it. The dude's name was Rudy Sublime.
That's all they seem to care about in jail, like, is snitches. Like, if you snitch, they kill you. Like, don't tell who's making wine in the toilet. But if you murder a kid, I agree. I've heard what you're saying, but it's like so many of them are still alive.
Yeah, but he's gonna end up in some federal penitentiary in the middle of the country where these dudes are doing life, and they're gonna ass rape him or they're gonna kill him.
I just don't. I don't understand. You're a mass murderer. How many people have died?
12.
We're still at 12, right?
I think so, yeah.
And then eventually he goes to prison, then he's protected. Well, he should be a regular prisoner. Good luck to you.
Yeah.
We'll do our best to try to, keep everyone under control. But why does he get special treatment after murdering 12 people?
The lawsuits.
That's yeah, I guess it has to do with lawsuits. But he should be a regular prisoner. They do have, guards and correctional officers that will do their best to make sure everybody's safe, but, shit happens. Sorry. That's the life you chose when you decide to kick in that door and come back in the theater.
Yep.
It just amazes me we can't even do that shit in our society.
Yeah.
Now we take this guy and protect him.
Go above and beyond, too.
Huh?
If he's spitting on the COs, they may not be saying it, but he's getting his shit. They're spitting in his food. They're fucking with him back.
Yeah, wow, a little spit in the food. Ooh. Now, I understand what you're saying, Chris, and I'm not taking a shot at you, but it's just frustrating. I'd rather see, like Jimmy said, his teeth get knocked out because he's spitting on correctional officers.
He'll get PC'd, protective custody, and that'll be the end of him. And like you said, 5 years from now, they'll forget about him.
Of course they will.
Yeah, somebody has to get to this piece of garbage.
Thank you, buddy.
I really want to see that fucking jaw shattered.
Yeah.
Your teeth. I'm telling you, getting your teeth knocked out hurts.
Oh, that's gotta hurt, right?
Yeah, a fucking or
gum pain.
Gum pain.
We all can relate to gum pain.
But I'd love to see how it reacts
extreme gum pain
to 2 fists just careening off his face, like 2 fucking really.
Right.
Even if they're just correction officers, because those guys are fucking brutal, man.
But we are just fucked up. Why is it the guy murders 12 and then we bring him, eventually goes to prison and he gets protected? Prison is prison. You should just be one of the other guys.
Yep.
You know, you hire people to hopefully keep everyone in line, but you know, good luck to you. We can't guarantee your safety. Sorry.
Yeah.
I don't know why we do this shit.
Well, then the family
because we're a
sues.
civilized society, I guess. Yeah. Are we really in the end? We like to think we are.
Yeah, we're not.
We're not, right?
Not even close.
We'd like to make believe, though.
Everyone likes to make believe.
We're better than the other countries.
So above everything.
Are we really?
So above everything.
Think about us. Well, this leads to look at this fucking guy. It leads to what?
So what did the Joker do now?
Nah, just looking at this.
Very mysterious. Look out. What am I going to do next? Look out.
Coke Logic and others are saying thank you for saying Holmes is faking.
Yeah.
It's obvious to me. I don't know. I could be wrong, but this is all just bullshit. He's continuing his crap. You could absolutely see that he's scared, but through that, he's still trying to play the role of the Joker.
Yeah. Oh boy, Opie. If you don't think this is the greatest country in the world, then you can get out.
All right. I would ask that guy how many countries has he been to see if our country is the greatest. Because I hate people like that. Because we don't know if this is the greatest country in the world. World travelers would know. I went to Greece once and Turkey for a day. I don't know. I still don't know if this is the greatest country. That's an honest statement.
Yeah.
You can just make believe in your own head. That's great. But I have no idea if this is the greatest country. I haven't been around to enough places to know.
One of my greatest satisfactions is that Jonathan travels everywhere, and I'm slowly getting him to understand how many shitholes there are out there. Like I've turned him into an angry driver. He's a vicious driver now. He used to be the nicest guy, but he's miserable now.
Right.
And I'm starting to point out these countries. And I'm like, and I'm like, they're savages. And he's like, yeah, they are savages. They are. I love beating him down.
Oh shit, you're ruining him.
I really am ruining this wide-eyed world traveling fun guy. I'm a cancer.
Why would you do that to him? Let him be.
No, I love spoiling it.
A lot of prisoners or ex-prisoners calling in. I've been to prison. He's not going to have anything done to him. We pretty much know that, right? We all know that.
But are they saying because of the other convicts or because he'll be protected?
He's going to be protected.
Yeah.
He's not even going to be in general pop, as they say.
They have
a
unit in San Quentin, which we saw. We couldn't go into, but that's where Sirhan is. That's where Scott Peterson is. That's where a whole bunch of them are. Manson.
They get special treatment.
Yep.
For having an over-the-top
high-profile case.
High-profile case. That's insane to me. It really is. Let's start there. Yeah. How about we just start there?
Well, how about the crazy Joker says he doesn't want to be in protective custody?
Right.
How about the crazy Joker just goes, no, I'm crazy. I want to interact with people.
Yes.
If he's such the Joker, you know what would happen? He'd get into general population, and he'd get his cronies.
Yeah.
That's where you get your cronies for the big breakout.
So
and then once you break out, you have your cronies. Now you have your team with you.
Right.
Your team of underlings. Cronies and henchmen.
And then Mayor Bloomberg's going to have to put the bat signal.
Right, the bat signal,
City.
and it's just a big thing because he's the Joker.
Well, there won't be a bat signal. It'll just be a guy in a stole. That's what fucking Bloomberg will send up.
Bloomberg's fucking... A big rainbow across the sky. Fruit. Oh,
I guess I got to leave America.
Yeah, huh?
I like America. I'm just saying. I don't know.
Yeah. Like it or lump it.
I don't like being just blind.
Love it or leave
blind
it.
to things.
Remember, that's what the construction workers used to say to the hippies.
Really?
America, love it or leave it. And then they'd wrap their heads in with a fucking crescent wrench.
I think America has a lot of problems.
Yeah. There's a people problem.
A people problem?
Yeah.
What do you mean?
Well, there's a lot of people say there's a gun problem, a violence problem. It's a people problem. There's just crazy people that are coddled.
I was reading an article on China yesterday, and I'll tell you this much: I don't have to be to China to know we're a better country than China. I'll tell you that much.
Yeah.
Article, they have that whole you can only have one kid thing.
Yeah, they don't put up with shenanigans.
And they're trying to appeal that. They're trying to get rid of that. They're not having much luck. But this lady tells her story. She was 8 months pregnant, and she was just taken and brought to the hospital. And then they inject this drug, and then she goes into early labor and delivers a dead kid.
Yeah,
that's how serious they are about the one-kid policy.
The forced abortion recently, right? That was a big story.
Yeah, it was in the paper yesterday.
And we do business with this country, and
that's insane. Because I think if you do have more than one child, they do penalize you, right? They don't necessarily take your kid away, but I think they hit you with some heavy fines or something, right?
They got 1 billion. China's a weird place, though, because
they're over 1 billion.
There's so many. Like, we have... there's like 3 times as many of them or more than there's American.
How are they able to get that many people?
They've
been around a lot longer. Is that what it is?
Yeah, they've been around a long time.
Asians are soldiers. Like, they look at the good of the state. Like you ever look at Asians in this country? A lot of them, spatially, they're happy standing a quarter-inch from you, like because they have less of a space obsession than Americans. Because they're used to, the ones who are from China, they're used to being crammed together.
Right.
A lot of those, like the Japanese and Chinese, they're more comfortable working for the greater good, as it were, than Americans are.
New Year's Eve in Times Square, they probably feel like they got plenty of room. This is very roomy.
Yeah.
Roomy. But that story I read yesterday was horrific. Yeah. And then the men, I'm trying to remember the exact details, but the men that injected her all, magically disappeared, and there she's left in the hospital. And, after a few hours of labor, she delivers a dead blue kid.
Wow.
That's unbelievable. That's their country. I know we're better than that, at least.
And, leaders go over there and do their little bowing and to talk business. And
and the reason... this is interesting. The reason they want to get rid of the one-kid policy is because their country is aging, obviously, and they feel like they don't have
it's called Asian.
They're aging.
Oh, and aging.
They feel
they're aging.
They feel like
I would say it
in the coming years. They're not going to have a lot of young people for that cheap labor shit.
Yeah.
So they're worried about that. They're like, this could hurt us. So maybe we should allow people to have more than one kid. And that's the only reason they're thinking about it.
It's like one of those games where you get the population, then build the houses and the factories and all that.
Right.
And then you realize it's like, oh, shit, I shut down production on people.
Yep.
Oh, man, I'm running out of people.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I'm going to prove something to everybody. Sam, just read the first paragraph, maybe the second, and you don't have to read the 2-page article. Go ahead.
Okay. Pan Chunyan was grabbed from her grocery store.
It's spicy though. Yeah. When I get it, where I get it.
What are you proving, that Sam has a nice reading voice? Because I'll say it. He does. Read on, baby.
Was grabbed from her grocery store when she was almost 8 months pregnant with her 3rd child. Men working for a local official locked her up with 2 other women and 4 days later brought her to a hospital and forced her to put her thumbprint on a document saying she had agreed to an abortion. A nurse injected her with a drug. Quote, after I got the shot, all the thugs disappeared, Ms. Pan, 31, said in a telephone interview from her home in the southeastern province of Fujian. My family was with me again. I cried and hoped the baby would survive.
And then I guess we have to do one more sentence.
Baby.
But after hours of labor, the baby was born dead. Black and blue all over. There you go.
Caught right.
You don't even need the rest of the article, which is another page and a half.
Caught right.
There you go. This lady just got back from China. Donna, what's up?
Yeah, hi, guys. First of all, I love you guys. And second of all,
Get in line, Donna. Everyone does.
I love you guys.
Thank you.
We have enough love for everyone.
I just got back from a 2-week trip to China and Japan. So I just wanted to let you know that as far as the population control, if you are born of a parent, of one-child parents, you are allowed to have 2 children now. In other words, if one child marries another one-child family, you can have 2 children, because the bottom line is, if they keep doing this, they won't have enough people to take care of their elderly. So now you can actually have 2 children without being killed.
A lot of people asking if this is Jimmy's mom.
Were they doing that to be awful, or was it like a legitimate population concern to have? Because that's a billion people. That's a lot of people, man.
Oh, yeah, there's a lot of people there. But I'll tell you something. China is light years ahead of us. They are building buildings, thousands and thousands of buildings. in 6 years, they built about 2,000 skyscrapers, and they are just way ahead of us.
You know why? Because it's not expensive.
Yeah.
Everything we do in America, or you'd see it right here in New York City, everything is so ridiculously expensive. They don't take on a lot of new projects.
Do you know a skyscraper there costs $1.75 to construct?
Yeah, it's made out of like sticks and rolling paper.
I got $10 on me right now. I could get 5 skyscrapers.
Well, 4 taxes.
It's true, but their infrastructure is unbelievable.
What about their infrastructure? Oh, chipper.
Yeah,
fucking Far East, baby. Double chopsticks.
But they are really light years ahead of us, and they are just growing and growing and growing, and they are going to take over this world. Trust me.
Yeah.
China is unbelievable.
Yep. Well, maybe we should start doing that cheap labor shit.
Yep.
Because we're not better than everyone else. No. Let's do it, man.
Well, if you come back to America and you see the bridges that are falling apart and the tunnels that are falling apart, and you see that they're building brand new highways, by the hour, it's just incredible.
I'll say this, though.
That drives me insane. Sorry, Jimmy.
Okay.
I've been living in and out of New York pretty much my entire life. I go do radio a couple of years here and there, but I always come back. To see our shit just rotting away in front of our eyes, and we can't figure it out as a city, as a country, drives me nuts. They just patch it up just enough so we can continue driving over shitty roads.
And in the last 5 years, they built 16 tunnels and bridges over, let's say, like our Hudson River.
Right.
We should move there.
16, and we are still driving through the Howard Tunnel that's falling apart.
And we'll debate building another tunnel for another 10 years. When it's so obvious that New York City needs more tunnels, at least tunnels. It's unbelievable we can't figure this out. We're supposed to be this great country, this great city.
Well, the reason they can do that and we can't is because they...
Cheap labor.
Cheap labor. It's all for the state. Like, so everything you do, even the way you reproduce, is for the state. They live in tiny places, in most cases. Like, these fucking horrible little boxy apartments.
Right.
Like, their infrastructure is good because the workers have no say.
Right.
So they do stuff, like we could get more tunnels built if they said, okay, nobody's making more than $3 an hour, and we're working around the clock, we're fuck noise, we're doing it, we would have the same thing. So they're light years ahead of us in that way, but the price they pay is they have no individual say in a lot of what they do.
I understand that part of the argument, obviously.
And if we ignored 9/10 of our nation and concentrated on just building up 1/10 of it, and left the other 9/10 impoverished rural farm areas with people living in mud.
Is that what happens over there?
Yeah, it's fucking amazing.
So I shouldn't be forced sweatshops anytime soon.
I'm sure you should.
But you know what? I mean, logically, and it goes with most things, somewhere in between would work for us.
Yeah.
Thank you, Donna, for the knowledge.
I love you guys.
Thanks, Donna.
Okay, bye.
Bye.
She loves us.
Yeah.
As
That
she
voice
should.
is right out of fucking Long Island or Jersey. Couldn't tell. Sound a little Jersey.
China's the dirtiest place in the world. Just got back 2 weeks ago. The beauty of the show. Donna is romanticizing China. Let's see what Ken has to say, and then we'll move on. Ken in Texas.
Hi.
Hey.
Wrong Ken.
I just got back doing business with them, and they're building stuff, but they don't use the same progress of our steel and stuff we put in it. They'll build stuff and it'll be falling apart, look like it's 20 years old, and it's only 2 years old.
See, not some quality shit.
Right.
I hear you.
I mean, their standards is unbelievable, trying to make them understand why it costs so much to build it here, because of our safety and our regulations and codes. They just don't have them.
Right.
Yeah, there's no safety codes or anything. They don't give a shit.
Where's the Taipan Tower? Is that China or is that Taiwan? Or Taipei Tower, Taipei. Tapai, I think.
I don't think that's China.
No, it might be Taiwan.
No, that's Taiwan.
Where is that? Sam?
That tower's ridiculous.
Yeah, no, we were there. We saw like crawlers, like the big digging crawlers. They had two of them sitting on top of a building, and they were working it down, just demolishing it from the top down.
Wow. I would love to see that.
Yeah, there's no way in hell you'd be able to get somebody in America to sit on top of that. I mean,
Fair enough. Fair enough, sir.
thank y'all.
All right.
Bye.
Yeah, we just we used to build shit. Ann said it over the years.
Yeah,
we used to be
to.
really good at building shit.
Yeah.
And I mean all sorts of shit. All sorts of cool projects.
Now what?
When was the last time you saw a cool project being built?
Yeah.
When our parents were growing up, they got to see a lot of cool shit being built right in front of their eyes.
Yeah.
Bridges and whatnot.
Big dams.
I guess now we got this Freedom Tower. It's the only, which I hate the name
It
of
took
that.
forever. That's my point.
It's the only thing.
Took knocking down 2 of them.
Right.
To fucking build it.
But you know how embarrassing it is that the 10-year anniversary, they still didn't have a complete building? You know, we did our best with that whole celebration, but the fact is, at the very least, as a country and as a city, a great city, that thing should have been built for the 10-year anniversary.
I know, right?
10 years, please.
All that red tape.
But no, the reason why, I don't want to hear the reasons.
I know, people.
We're better than that.
Everyone will have
as
reasons.
a society, supposedly.
As a society.
I wonder about that, though. Are we?
Yeah.
But there you go, the Joker. Made his first court appearance.
Good
He is
for
such
him.
a hateable guy.
Yeah.
Like, what a hateable motherfucker, man.
Just fucking kill him already. Could someone just kill him?
That would be very satisfying for a lot of people.
I don't think anyone's really going to be upset. I don't think anyone's really going to mind. Maybe the mother, but she'll get over it.
Yeah, the mother, you know.
You know the Navy SEALs, those guys that took out Osama?
Yeah.
Can they do a little thing?
Do a little thing.
Can they do a little operation there?
Yeah.
Could they?
Get him while he's being transported or peeking out his window. One right between his eyes. Right between the eyes.
I saw him the other day.
I saw Ira, too.
He's almost ready to come back on the show.
He was by the banker elevator saying, hello.
When do you come back on the show?
Never.
He is a funny dude.
He's hilarious.
But I asked him again because that's my thing. I love asking him because I love hearing the never. He goes, I swear, he said this last week. He goes, how about today?
How about today?
And then I go, all right. He goes, well, maybe not. He went from how about today to maybe not.
He goes, never. How about today? And then maybe not.
He's up to me. How about today, though? That's good.
That is
He's
pretty
thinking
good.
about it.
I've heard it had something to do with not Jay Thomas being territorial, but with
there was a few things going on.
Yeah, there was something else going on that wasn't anybody here.
We treat Ira nice.
Yeah.
We really treat him nice.
He asked about Irene. He goes, you should have Irene back.
Oh, that's what he told me. He goes,
I'm like, she's no good without you.
Yeah.
He goes, oh.
He's very logical.
Yeah.
And he knows every radio guy. You see who's coming down the hall.
Oh, does he?
And then he gives them he gives their whole resume.
Yeah.
He started at WOR doing traffic.
Didn't he hate Bobo?
Oh, yeah.
Oh, yeah, he was doing that in the elevator.
E-Rock, it's been way too long. Do we have an Ira clip for the newer listeners?
Ira. Never.
He loves talking about the weather, but then we got other stuff out of him.
Because I was asking him about the weather, too. I was like, what's it look like today, Ira? It's going to be very hot and humid, but under clear blue skies.
I love talking like Ira.
He's hilarious.
It really is hard not to. It's hard not to talk like Ira.
Yes, it's just fun to do, right?
I just want him to announce everything in my life. Jim's gonna come now. How great would that be to be fucking with Ira narrating? Eat her ass.
Look at him there. He's stimulating the clitoris.
He's gonna make you come. Fucking Ira.
Yeah, we'll try to find an Ira clip for everybody.
Yeah.
Something short and nice. Why don't we take a break? When we get back, we got to talk about the iced tea thing.
Ice Cure.
And Minka Kelly.
And who?
Minka Kelly.
Oh, well.
What'd she do?
She's really. There's a sex tape.
Oh, really?
Of hers, an older one that's being shopped.
Oh,
I would love to buy it.
Oh, she's the one that might have been 17 or 18 at the time.
Yeah.
Oh,
she's sexy, man.
She's pretty sexy. 32, I believe.
God,
very sexy.
Who's the great secret keeper that held that for 15 years?
They probably didn't know what they had.
Whole time she's dating Jeter?
Yeah.
That's when it was worth money.
Rumors about the Jeter, by the way.
What are the rumors?
What are those rumors?
Are they law? I've never heard that. That one?
No way.
I ain't saying anything.
Well, is this the rumor? Oh.
I ain't saying anything. All right.
What's the rumor, Sam?
I don't know.
He's all man.
And we got to talk about what the Yankees did yesterday with Ichiro.
Ichiro.
He's good,
Ichiro.
right? From
He
Seattle?
used to be good.
Suzuki.
I don't know why the Yankees would pick him up. His numbers have dropped drastically.
That's why they'd pick him up. There's nothing. Let me tell
The
you,
Yankees love doing that, right?
They love a slugger whose best years were 6 years ago.
You know, New York in general loves doing that. All their sports teams.
Yep.
We get Camby and fucking drunk driving guy. Holy shit! Why I can't remember his name. Look down, please help
Billy
me out.
Martin?
Kid.
Yeah, thank you, Jason Kidd, of course.
Thank you.
Way
Ken.
past their prime. New York teams love getting these guys past their prime.
Past their prime.
Ichiro his numbers are down significantly from last year. Did they get him cheap at least?
Yeah.
Oh, they got him cheap.
On the cheap.
So they have nothing to lose, and they're thinking he might have a little, as they like to say, a little more gas in the tank.
Our resident baseball expert, gaysball expert.
Dr. K!
They got him for his shut up, Sam. They got him for his speed, not for his bat. Yeah.
How long has he been playing?
How long's he been in? He's been in
11 years,
the
I
majors for 11, but he played in Japan.
All right, for a few.
before that.
Yeah, that doesn't count really. No one's going to acknowledge his
Japan.
He's in the Japanese Hall of Fame.
That's good for him, but we don't even
So
know.
is Godzilla.
Name one guy in the Japanese Hall of Fame.
Ichiro Suzuki.
Hideki Arabu.
Arabu, you think?
Yeah. Well, if we're doing guys who've hung themselves have to play for the Yankees.
But I mean, he's one of the greatest hitters of all time. But
Yeah.
you know.
Is he?
Yeah. Oh, absolutely. If you combine his hits in Japan with the hits that he has in the majors, he's a couple hundred away from Pete Rose.
In Japan, the
Like
hand can
400.
be used like a knife.
Yeah, but that's against Japanese pitchers.
Yeah, that's true.
Against-
Well, he's got like 2,500 hits in the majors in 11 years.
Is
That's
that good?
incredible. That's incredible.
Wow.
He's got 10 years of over
Is he
200
one of those
hits.
dumb slap hitters?
Yeah.
Fucking hate slap
he's
Rod
the
Carew.
best.
Rod Carew is the most boring baseball player ever.
80 home runs in 18 years or something.
Yeah, good for him. Good for him. He had 10,000
He has
singles
he
and
has
4
99
doubles in
home
his
runs
career.
in 11 years.
Huh?
99.
Yeah, this guy, was he a leadoff guy?
Yeah.
Wait, he
I
has
just-
99 homers in 11 years?
Yeah, he's not a home run hitter.
I love those guys. Like Rod Carew was my favorite for a long time, even though I was a Yankee fan, because I just love this little slap hit. He was just one of those guys who was always on base. Is he in the Hall of Fame, Rod Carew?
He has to be. I just hated how he played. It was boring.
He had that weird. Could you look up Rod Carew? He had a weird
He had loose wrists when he was batting.
Goosey wrist.
Yeah, and he would just slap at shit.
He just was one of those guys. Bat was always ready.
But I mean, that is pretty impressive to slap at a major league fastball. I don't know how you do that.
Yeah,
That's some reaction time.
Guys that go the other way well, like Jeter is a great go the other way hitter. Which is if you're late on a fastball, you're gonna go the other way when you hit it. But Jeter does it on purpose. Like he's a guy that will see a low outside pitcher and go the other way with it and fucking
But
a
he's
righty
swinging.
hitting to right field.
But he's swinging hard. Carew never really.
Look at this video.
see.
It's just fucking. How did we watch baseball back then?
No, I mean the tape is.
It's just terrible.
Guys did a great. Is that Bill Boggs? What a great-
That's Nightline.
yeah.
That's,
Ted Koppel.
Ted Koppel.
Yes, it is Gregory.
PTV provides a close look at Carew.
Carew.
In this decade, Rod Carew's success at hitting a baseball that sails, slides, sinks, or bends by at 80 miles an hour has been unparalleled. 5 times he has won his league's batting championship.
You got a weird
a feat
stance,
surpassed
Ron.
only by baseball immortals named Cobb, Wagner, Hornsby, Musial, and Williams. But in his 11 seasons with the Minnesota Twins, Carew has played far from big lights, big fanfares, and big dollars.
This is
sometimes accorded lesser talents
Before
in
the
larger
fucking
cities.
Angels.
Despite the 5 batting titles and 10 All-Star nominations, he has never been voted most valuable player, and he's never played in a World Series that would allow him to display his considerable talents to a national audience. Nonetheless, in the peace and quiet of Minnesota, far from his birthplace in Panama or the noisy
You don't
streets
think
of New
about
York
that.
City where he was raised, Rod Carew has become baseball's best batsman, and in 1977, he may be about to make his most lasting mark on the game by hitting 400.
I don't really try to do things that I'm not capable of doing. You know, I know my capabilities and how far I can go and what I can do with
That
it.
fucker was always getting this. No one hit fucking irritating singles. You know what I mean? Oh, it's 0-2. Irritating. With a fucking slap between the shortstop and third baseman. Oh, sucker.
Everybody knows it.
Not only was it a single, it didn't even come to you. You had to go chase it somewhere because it just fucking knuckleballed its way into the outfield.
Dude,
You're like, fuck.
He just hit it where they weren't.
Right.
Like, it was a real skill.
Good for him.
If he hit it towards anybody, they could have barehanded it.
Yeah.
But he hit it where they weren't always.
Yeah.
Rod Carew. And you forget, I mean, unless you played in the World Series, no one saw you nationally, really.
That's really fucked
You'd
up.
get a highlight here and there, maybe, on
This Week in
Wide
Baseball.
World of Sports. I don't know. Whatever the fuck it was back then.
You couldn't watch games that weren't part of your city's fucking team.
And there was no interleague play. I do forget that you couldn't see a guy like Carew play. He went with the Angels, though, eventually, and that's, I think, where I kind of saw him.
We really do take for granted what was going on these days with the television and
you forget
media.
You've seen a lot of changes, huh?
The amazing amount of information that can pour into your fucking head.
I just said Rod Carew, and 30 seconds later, we were watching Rod.
From 1977.
I was Googling somebody yesterday, and I'm like, back 20 years ago, it's like, what's that?
Oh, trannies?
No, I don't need to Google them. I looked them up on my phone. Just go back over our past texts. But I was like Googling, and I'm like, what if I wanted to see what a girl looked like 20 years? Like, you have to go to the phone book, and there was no way to cross-reference. It was a fucking nightmare.
They're fucked up, yeah. Now it's just, you think of something, and you're like, I want to check that out. Boom, you check it out.
I hate people who hate technology. I don't like with the new phones. What? You don't like information right there?
It was a lot simpler. I don't even have one of those phones. I have a jitterbug.
Yeah, good for you.
Yeah, great.
My brother was showing me, I was out in Southold, way out east, where you get to see the stars. Because there's no city lights.
Right.
You see so many more stars when you go out east. And he has an app on his phone where he just puts it. Have you seen the star app yet?
Yep, you put it up at the sky and it fucking shows.
I'm late to the party then, man.
Do it with an iPad.
Wow.
Too, and it's a lot bigger.
I am late to the party, but he showed me. I'm like, I was out of my mind. We were having a little illegal campfire
See the
in his
moon,
backyard.
and okay, the moon.
And I'm just putting up his iPhone, just checking out stars,
Where
and
the
it tells
planets
exactly
are.
what the stars are.
GPS,
Amazing.
would you have to have
amazing.
location services on? Because it probably but uses GPS and
Yeah.
tells you exactly where you're fucking looking.
Knows
It's exact.
exactly where
It's
you're
not.
amazing.
It's not guessing or sort of. This is like
It knows exactly where you're pointing it in the sky, and it just
and it moves with the phone.
Yeah.
It's fucked
pretty
up.
cool. Pretty cool indeed.
I liked it.
Yeah. It is amazing what the fuck is out there right now.
It really is. It's like, and we're all going to be dead before it gets good. So the less we lose the more we lose our individuality. This is the trade-off, and our personality become. We're all moving towards bland. The crazy is coming down, and the mediocre is coming. We're all moving towards a bland and one even line of a species.
I completely agree with you.
That's what we're doing. But it's a sign of evolving in a weird
One
way.
Mylar suit style for everybody.
Dude, because the need, like I've always thought, like even being funny or being quirky, all these personality traits will eventually go away because they serve a need. It's like a dopamine release. Like if you make someone laugh, it's like this feeling, or it gives you this feeling to do it. We're all gonna get these feelings through whether it's medication or stuff, but we're not going to need this other stuff to make us feel
I don't like
good.
Jimmy's future. I don't like
But
it.
that's why
Make
I
him
think it's going to be
stop.
bland, because I think that we're all going to have our stuff. Evolution will remove the need to have any of that stuff because we'll be getting it artificially and faster.
I think it's going to be quite boring. But
Yeah.
then they won't even know any better. So
No, they'll talk about
it'll
the
just
old
be their
days.
life.
It's going to be like Wally.
It'll just be their life. Yeah.
It will be boring, but you'll also know everything. We'll all be tied into the same fucking thoughts.
But if you know everything, but everyone else knows everything, who gives a fuck?
Then
Who
you know
gives a fuck
nothing.
in the end? How do you stand out as an individual?
You don't. The individuality is.
No, I understand
I think
that, and that's really scary. But like,
How do you get laid? That's all I want to know.
But even that
happens.
Even the idea of getting laid won't be necessary because fucking
Well-
we're not going to be. What do you think we're going to have to reproduce the same way forever?
and I think everyone starts really looking more the same too.
Yeah, I agree.
You go fast forward a few hundred years. Oh my God.
Yeah.
But the advances they're making, I mean, the body type itself will be probably very similar in not much different.
Well, genetic engineering, however you say it,
right.
is going to be, they're going to weed out disease and sickness and all that stuff, but then we'll start moving forward as a planet. Like, you know what I mean? Like, fucking, yeah, I think so. 1,000 years from now, Earth will be like one giant fucking...
In the year 2525, if man is still alive.
Ugh. Oh my God, that's right around the corner, isn't it?
No, it's
holy shit, when did that song?
Years.
We'll all have one big hat we'll share.
What was the other song? Never mind.
In the year 35, all right. They just keep going on and on. In the year 55.
I was thinking 2025. Never mind.
Yeah.
I forgot about that song.
25 was like fucking Star Trek time.
Yeah.
I think, right? Yeah.
And hopefully boys won't need apnea masks that are thank you, by the way. Somebody sent me apnea masks from this company.
Really?
To try and
How many do you now have in your house?
About 9 or 10. More than that if you count small and medium, because he sent me a couple. Dude, it's just fucking hard.
Yeah.
The only one that's really worked at all, and even that is very rare, is this hybrid I have, which goes over my mouth, and these two little things go up in my nose, so it's not covering my nose.
Whoa.
It's actually the more comfortable.
Yeah.
But I need such a high pressure that I wake up and it's going...
like when you grab a balloon and pull the end of the rubber and it goes...
It's my life force.
He farts.
Sucks, dude.
All right, why don't we...
let's eat.
Why don't we eat? This is what we're going to do. We got to talk about Mayor Bloomberg. Another thing that no one else in the media will point out, we will for you. I don't understand these people. What do they do with their time on TV?
Mayor.
He's threatening something. We'll wait for after the break, but he's threatening something that'll never happen. But no one will say that. And also, there was something else. The Ice Kid.
Ice Kid.
Oh, Penn State. And the shock of the people that go to Penn State when the ruling went down yesterday. There's a great picture of the paper that made me howl. But now, I do now feel bad for anyone that is at Penn State now because they had nothing to do with the controversy. We could get into that as well. Stay there.
Sirius XM. It's the Opie and Anthony Show.
Well, East Coast girls are hip. I really dig those styles they wear. And the Southern girls.
What's going on? I know, Beach Boys. Why, E-Rock?
Oh, Sam's favorite group. This song is 47 years old.
Nice. But there's more important things happening. What's going on? Jimmy?
Just trying to get... I asked... I wanted Kenny to, I want to get my second half of my breakfast. And we, of course, had to go through E-Rock, so I just asked the intern myself.
Uh-oh.
Are you allowed to ask the intern yourself?
Protocol.
I almost...
How about as a show, we start asking the interns ourselves?
You guys are allowed to. Yeah, I know, but I almost wish they would tell
Kenny's
me.
not allowed to. How about we tell Kenny that he's now allowed to tell us?
Because Kenny is... What do you think? Kenny makes it up? He's doing it on our behalf.
Kenny knows how to do this shit.
Oh, boy.
Hi, sir. How are you?
Oh, boy.
You all right?
Oh, boy.
Things good with you?
Look how timid.
Where's the banana?
He screws up a lot.
Huh?
Oh, shit.
It's on his way.
It's on its way from where?
From Colombia.
Oh, you couldn't
Where
carry
they
it
grow
all?
bananas. I have no idea. Panama? What?
Wait, what happened?
What happened?
No banana.
What?
Wait, what happened?
He couldn't carry the banana.
Yes, we have no bananas. We have no bananas for Jim.
It's a fucking
this one is hilarious.
coffee in one hand.
Oh, man.
He couldn't carry the banana with what?
No. He couldn't.
Wait,
He
what?
had cottage cheese.
He had
and
cottage cheese. All right,
dude. This
hold on. So the people out there, hold on.
Banana next to the cottage.
Hold on. I want to break this down. All Jimmy wanted was a cup of coffee, a little thing of cottage cheese, and a banana. And the guy brought the coffee and the cottage cheese, but not the banana. Jimmy said, "Where's the banana?" And he said, "I couldn't carry it all."
He's making a separate trip back to the...
For the banana.
He went the wrong way wherever he went.
Oh, no.
What if it's a giant banana that he's got to carry with 2 hands, like a body?
You see him dragging it out like he's fucking... He just shoveled his wife.
Now he's coming, and you got to understand to the people out there, the hallway's really long.
Does he have the banana?
He's now on his way back with the banana. So he took 2 trips to bring Jimmy coffee, cottage cheese.
He's the same one who you guys have complained about being on the phones and who didn't get your milk right yesterday or the day before.
Oh, no. Oh, boy.
Here comes the banana.
Oh, my God.
Here's your banana, Jimmy. It's okay.
There you
here,
go.
Just put it right there. No, here, just hand it to me there. There we go. Thanks.
That's like, see, that's how he would have carried it.
Sorry, I don't know your name. We're confused that you couldn't bring the coffee, the cottage cheese, and the banana in one trip.
I just didn't want to drop it all, that's all.
Oh, yeah?
Yeah, that was it.
I thought you were doing a thing like when you got to take the bag of feed, the chicken, and the wolf across the river in a boat, but you can only take one at a time, and you got to first take the feed.
But
the chicken,
in his defense,
right? Yeah,
not overlook, he had a spoon and a napkin also. In his defense.
You're kidding, right?
Kenny, you're starting trouble.
Are you kidding? He's kidding, right?
I think he is.
When have you
I
ever
hope so.
heard Kenny say in his defense and mean it?
Yeah, true.
Right. How you doing there?
Oh, no.
Doing all right?
Yeah, I think so.
Yeah? All right. Enjoying your time here?
Careful.
How long you been an intern with us?
Since the beginning in May.
Oh. Wow, really?
You know what he had to do?
What?
He had to shadow the Ron and Fez intern so he could figure out how to intern right.
Ooh.
No, that happens.
Yeah, it's not good, though, because
No,
the Ron
it's
and Fez
not good.
intern started at the same time as our interns.
What
I
happened?
I don't
Did
know
you
if
hit a
it-
little slow thing?
It was the phones.
You need like the Sylvan Institute for interning?
No, Iraq wanted me to watch them screen the phones because I kept screwing up the phones.
What were you doing with the phones? How are you screwing up with it? Talking to the wrong end?
No, I would just mishear things or just mistype things.
What?
You were panicking.
Yeah.
You weren't. What would you mishear?
Names. I would just think they would say something else, or I just type something wrong, or
Oh,
screw
boy.
something
You
up.
hear voices. Great.
Oh, boy.
That's a hearing voices
Red
thing.
flag, red flag.
Red flag.
What's changed all that now?
I'm just getting more confident, I guess.
Was it a lack of confidence
guess.
that was
Yes.
causing you to hear the names wrong?
I believe so, yeah.
Like somebody would say, "Hi, I'm Pete." Hold on, Mary.
You just lose your mind anticipating a screw up and it would freak you out.
But you can never say you're gaining more confidence, I guess. That makes people think maybe you're not gaining
How
more
old a
confidence.
lad are you?
I'm 22.
Oh, see?
why aren't
Still
you
wet
confident?
behind the ears, as they say.
Is he? 20 is wet behind the ears. I don't know what 22 is.
Look at Sam. He's giving you shit right there.
Why aren't you confident?
I just never really had any.
Oh,
No?
growing up.
Oh, no.
But it's getting better.
Were you bullied?
Yeah.
Oh, man,
Who
for
bullied
what?
you?
Oh, I was bullied throughout middle school.
Oh,
We all were.
Yeah.
why?
Middle school.
So don't worry
I was
about
just
that.
a scrawny kid.
Oh, boy.
You know, I didn't play like football or I didn't wrestle, and those are the two big things that my.
But
town-
isn't there, I mean, everybody that doesn't play football or wrestle or baseball or anything, they don't always get bullied. You must have been doing something. Were you a little asshole?
No, I was just a really shy kid and very quiet, and I wouldn't
Yeah.
fight back.
You got beat up?
A little bit.
Oh,
Yeah.
man,
boy.
you are a
Not good.
ticking fucking time bomb.
Right, you don't have any
A
fucking
joker.
red hair dye, do you?
Yeah.
So now, what broke you out of your shell? What's breaking you out of your shell?
Finally getting out of my house, going to college,
Oh,
living on my own, realizing I can do it by myself without someone coddling me.
It's like one of those retard movies where they put him on the bus and he learns how to make his way back home.
It's like Rosie.
Well, I wouldn't phrase it like that for young Connor. I mean, there might be a better way to phrase that, which helps his confidence
All
more.
right. Sorry.
You know, like a retard
yeah, let's bring
movie.
this kid up for once. How about we bring one kid up?
Yeah?
That's a nice coming of age story.
Yeah. Let's bring him up instead of knocking him down.
A young Connor who's making different trips for, you might want to work on I could see if I was ordering, I'd like, 2 baseball bats and then fucking some plutonium. You
And
might
an
want to make
anvil.
separate trips. Yeah. But, the whole banana cottage cheese combo can work in one hand. So, you have a girlfriend?
No.
Oh, boy.
Have you ever?
Yeah.
You've had, and what was your longest relationship?
About a year.
Ooh, what happened?
Just, I don't know. It just changed. Just didn't see eye to eye anymore, and just thought it'd be best to split.
She got tall.
Did
Right.
did you change or did she?
See.
I think it was a mixture of both,
Oh,
but
boy.
mostly her.
Oh, boy. She found another
Yeah,
guy.
the difference of
Yeah, exactly.
opinions,
Pretty
he
much.
still wanted to date her.
Oh, she did?
Yeah. She started hanging out with this one guy. Just stopped. Like,
Just friends. It's okay.
Oh, yeah. Just stop
shut
caring.
up. Don't be so insecure. He's just a friend. Yeah.
Pretty much,
I've
so
seen
I
that
just-
shit.
yeah.
Fucking bitches.
so I
Right?
just- yeah.
And
So extended it.
were you heartbroken?
Not really.
No?
No.
How'd she tell you she wanted to break up?
Oh no, I broke up.
Oh, you did?
Oh, good man.
Yeah, she was seeing the other guy.
Because she was seeing someone else. Yeah, I showed her.
Well, then I'm not going to date you
Oh,
anymore.
God. Was he white?
Yeah. Yeah.
Her breath was fishy one too many times, right?
Oh.
I hear you. I don't want to kiss him after
Wow.
that.
So what happened? When was the last relationship you had?
And the last relationship I had ended in February.
February.
What was the problem there?
What happened?
That was the relationship.
Oh, okay. And you've just have you been trying to find another girl? You just can't, or what happened?
Just hanging out, really. Just
nothing
up.
really coming across your transom.
Nah.
No.
No.
You sound like Don Wicklund.
What?
Yeah, he does a little bit. So what brought you to the Opie and Anthony show?
I've been listening to you guys since Free FM.
Oh,
so
wow, that's a long time.
I don't think I've ever heard anyone say that.
I know. It's usually NEW.
Yeah, Free FM was such a fucking ugh.
You didn't like it?
Free FM.
Wait, which one was Free FM?
That was before K-Rock.
K-Rock.
Oh, it was?
Free
I lost track.
Yeah, free for what? Free to do nothing.
Exactly.
Well, it was... That was their way of taking on satellite radio, but they brought the satellite radio guys.
Right.
This is how fucked up our lives and careers have been. They brought the satellite guys over to FM radio, and they called it Free FM, meaning we're taking on satellite radio. Our shit's free.
And we're free.
But you brought us there, so maybe you should have named it something else.
By the way, what kind of coffee is this?
Whatever.
It's just
Starbucks.
medium roast.
Medium roast.
Yeah.
What happened?
No, 'cause I asked for flavored. I said just not decaf.
Oh, I thought you meant you didn't want the Starbucks machine.
Oh boy.
No, I just want flavored.
Oh, I'm sorry.
It's okay.
That's
Don't
okay.
let that.
I'll go get
Don't,
another.
don't let that get at your confidence. Now.
Yeah, we want to
You're doing
build
well.
this one up.
You're doing well.
You're the one we have chosen to save. We save one person every few years.
But you're like a duck covered with oil. we're gonna wash you off and send you on your way.
We will build him up, but
We're gonna build him up.
we'll ask another intern to get the coffee, though.
Oh, that's not building him up. Remember when Greg Brady lost the plans when his father gave him that responsibility?
Yes, I do.
And
What was he doing that he lost the plans?
he was talking to a girl that he knew, and I think he left it in the car. Yeah, was it? No. He left the. He was reading a magazine. He was reading one of his hot rod magazines, and it fell out of the tube and went in the gutter and stuff.
Hot rod magazine.
And then his father gave him another shot at it because he knew his confidence was going to.
Sure.
And Greg, yes, fucked up again. He did.
And did his father say, "Why don't you smuggle them in your hiney like I do, all in the long tube"?
He should have.
How about we give the kid a chance to get the right coffee? He'll have a nice small victory today.
Your coffee was okay yesterday, right?
Yeah, it was good. I liked it.
You did?
Who did that? Oh no, not enough milk, right?
I know what Sam's doing.
I'm
not playing your game. I
asking.
loved yesterday's coffee.
You did.
It might have needed a little milk, but I went and got it myself. Who cares?
I'd love to have a nice flavored coffee with some skim milk in it.
No problem. I can go get that for you.
He's gonna bring the cup and then the coffee and then the skim milk
in his hands,
in his
all
hands,
hot,
just
burning.
pouring it out because he doesn't want to drop anything.
Poor young Connor.
Connor, holy shit!
You didn't tell him what flavor.
Oh
I know,
no!
just any flavor.
Oh
but
boy.
Oh boy!
Let's see what flavor.
What
he
if it's
picks.
jizz?
Opie shouldn't have to get his own milk.
I didn't mind.
No, probably
I didn't mind, Sam. It was fine.
But why send an intern to get coffee if you have to get your own milk
That's
for it?
You should be fired, Opie.
Edgar.
Edgar.
What happened there?
Get me milk.
Oh,
Use a beverage.
I don't like Edgar at all.
Teeth are
Yeah.
Very dry.
Oh,
very
He
dry.
upsets me. I feel sorry for him, and I don't want to. Well, that was a nice little chit chat with one of the interns.
Sure.
Are we in trouble, E-Rock? Did we say anything inappropriate to the intern there?
Yeah, do we help with his confidence?
Nope,
Yeah.
you're all good.
We're all good? You sure?
yeah.
Management's not going to...
Do you have to report back every time we talk to an
Yeah, where's
intern?
Gary? He's supposed to be in here and informed.
You have to write a form.
Oh shit! Eric wasn't in here just now when you guys
Oh,
talked.
that's right. I'm sorry. Eric was supposed to be in
I'm
here. not
fucking
Gary.
busting you, man.
You're supposed to be in here.
I'm building up that kid, but I'm knocking that one down.
Supposed to be in the room
What's
so we
Gary's
can physically
email?
stop things that are
Knocking you
happening.
off your strained perch.
That's right.
So why was E-Rock, why do you think he didn't come in?
Yeah, why weren't you in here?
Dozing. He was up late watching Raw 1000 last
All right, I saw the tweets. Oh my God, how pathetic
night. You were
guys
live tweeting with us.
No, I was live tweeting how sad your tweets were.
I got a lot more followers from you. Thank you.
Oh, very good. There you
How
go.
was Raw?
Fucking awesome.
Who was wrestling?
Brock Lesnar was on it.
How'd he do?
Well, Triple H got the better of him.
Oh boy.
They didn't have the match. That's not till SummerSlam.
Well, that's stupid. He's an MMA guy.
Yeah,
He
it's a
should have been
professional
able to
wrestling
kick
match.
Triple H's ass. But why doesn't he take some of his MMA moves and
he
take
is.
care of Triple H?
Oh, he's trying.
That's
We'll
gonna
have
be
to wait and see what
embarrassing.
happens at SummerSlam.
I like how you're trying to rope me in by saying Ass Man. The Ass Man was there. And I was trying to say, did they play his song?
No.
Why wouldn't they play his song? This is the best fucking song ever.
He came after the D-Generation X music.
Oh, he did?
Yeah.
So what? There's probably a problem with this song now. Oh, gosh.
But they live to kick them.
Is there a problem with this song?
Well, they didn't call him badass.
Stick some.
Billy Gunn.
But they would still, wrestling wouldn't back out like that, would they?
They've been backing down, too.
I mean,
you know that, Sam.
Because
trying
his
to
name
attract
is
kids.
Yeah, he's the ass man.
Well, kids love ass.
Yeah, but their parents don't.
Oh.
What a great song. Ass man. Of course you are.
So self-descriptive. It's nice. It answers questions.
He's an ass man. He tells you he's an ass man. And then he tells you what he does with the asses. So many asses, so little time.
Right.
Of course.
What does he like? Right? Of which kinds? Oh.
Sneak up from behind. Look out. Look out. I'm an ass man. Oh, this is great. Yes, I'm an ass man. Just in case you didn't get it, he's an ass man, by the way.
Yeah, that's
great
what people
song.
always say to me.
Great fucking song.
Yeah, but there's a comma in there.
Yeah.
They say you're a fucking asshole.
No, because you're an asshole.
Okay, the coffee's coming back.
CM Punk had a big heel turn.
Yeah, he's a bad guy now.
Yeah.
I thought he was a bad guy, no?
No.
He went good for a while. Now he's back to bad, I guess.
My retweeting me, pal, has a heel turn?
He's tweeted me since then, so.
Wow.
I'll just text him and ask him why.
What's this kid's name again?
Son of a bitch. Connor.
Hey, Connor.
Oh, here he comes.
Thank you, Connor.
All right, so you went and got flavored coffee. Jimmy's going to taste it.
Smells good. I can tell. What flavor do you use, Con man.
Con.
It's hazelnut.
That's good.
That's a good choice.
I'm not a hazelnut
They
fanatic.
wiped it off of Hazel's face.
It's a safe choice. For flavored coffee, you went for the safe choice.
Yeah.
I didn't get too crazy.
My favorite part of that fucking childish improv was the fact that no one has been named Hazel since 1960.
Of course not.
Stupid Hazel.
Wiped it off of Hazel's face. Comey, you're going to get me fucking fired.
Oh, shit, Chippa.
Double Connors.
Yeah. Oh, boy.
Double Connor.
How's the milk ratio?
I haven't tried it yet.
Why do you ask?
Why? Has he not been a good job with milk?
I didn't mind.
It looks, you know what? It's actually the way I like it.
Beautiful.
You didn't mind what, the coffee, or you didn't mind having to get your
I
own
had no
milk?
problem getting more milk for my coffee.
Oh, so
I know,
why'd you
I
do
know
more?
what you're doing, Sam.
Why'd you out of the
And I'm not
studio?
playing today.
It's nice.
I
Gets you out of the
meditated
studio.
last night. I'm good.
I just don't know why you would have to do
I'm
that.
good.
You've never done that before.
No, Opie shouldn't have to do that. He's working on the show.
You meditated,
I'm good.
right?
Well, can I
Felt
quick
all
story?
nice.
It was I went to this class and it was only like 3 of us, including the teacher.
Oh, boy.
And after the meditation session, I was asking her long-term benefits to meditating, and one of the things she said was, you're just focused and tuned in.
Oh, yeah?
And I was like, oh, that's good. I would believe that if you didn't call me Steve for half the fucking hour.
Oh, no. Yes.
But I couldn't tell her that she had a 50-50 shot what my name was, because there was only 2 of us. Of course, the other guy's name is Steve.
Focus, and she gets the name wrong.
She actually said lower blood pressure, this and that, all the health benefits, and then she goes, but the number one thing is you're in tune and you're focused constantly. And I couldn't break it to her that half the class she got my name wrong.
Oh,
she kept
man.
saying Steve.
That's fucked up.
How great is that?
You changed it
And then
because the old Opie would have lived to tell her that.
Yeah.
The old Opie,
No, not in my real life. I
Oh,
don't do
yeah.
as I don't do that stuff as much.
the old Opie would have loved telling her that
On the
door.
radio show, 90 to 95% of the time, absolutely. In my regular life, maybe 20%.
What's worse, getting called Steve or not having enough milk in your coffee?
I'm good
man.
with the milk,
Oh,
Sam.
okay.
I know what you're doing.
I'm just asking.
You're going to lose this time.
No, I'm just asking.
boy.
Just
I
questions.
like when you needle me and get me going, but not
Okay.
today, man. I'm good.
questions.
Connor, I liked how you prepared my coffee yesterday.
I just don't know why you would get milk then.
I had plenty of time to march down the 50-foot hallway and get my own milk. It's good.
Oh, see,
I mean, if you're
It's
going
good.
to all
saying
that trouble.
the length of the hallway.
It's good.
Added a little something in there, like I wasn't really appreciating
Plus,
it.
if you were satisfied with the milk that Connor had brought you, I just don't understand why the extra walk was necessary.
And I don't mind that it was 3 days in a row.
Oh,
No, I'm good.
oh,
I'm good. We're building up Connor.
yeah.
It couldn't have been 3
He's
days
our
in a
project.
row.
Build him up. Come on.
We're building him
Let's
up.
not tear him down.
We're not tearing you down, Connor. We're
What do you like
saving
to do? What do you do on the weekends? What does a kid like you do?
I just go out on my lake on Canoes. I have a couple boats I like to go out on.
You own a lake?
Like that?
I don't own the lake. I just live on it.
It's definitely
live
not
on a
dairy
lake?
farm.
Where do you live on a lake? That sounds cool.
You fucking Norman Thayer Jr.?
Northwest New Jersey.
You know that is right?
Northwest New Jersey.
What is that?
You come a long way to get here.
Okay. Sorry. I didn't
Kind
know
of,
the
yeah. I
name
live with my
first.
sister.
You live with your sister?
Yeah, she lives across the river, and I crash on her couch.
Jersey?
When I come here. Yeah.
What happened to your parents?
Oh, they're still there. It's just easier for me to take the bus and then drive here every day.
Gotcha.
Yeah.
Yeah.
She appreciate that, you being there?
I clean and cook, so it's a fair trade.
What do you want to do? I mean, like work-wise. Like, you're interning now, but what's your goal?
Actually, my goal is to work here. Be on the air.
Boy, that's a
serious?
horrible goal.
Yeah.
Look out.
All right.
Setting those sights pretty high.
Yeah, don't enjoy your sister's couch if you do get a job here. 'Cause you won't be looking for I got hired. I can find my own place.
Yeah. Oh, boy.
No.
Sam's been here 8 years and he still can't get his own place.
It's not a good goal.
Sam, it's not a good goal, right?
No, it's a horrible goal. It's the worst goal you could have.
There's a guy outside who sells pretzels in the morning. You should try to get a gig with him.
That's a good goal.
It'll at least balance out financially.
You know, I was actually
Connor.
somewhat envious of the guy setting up his cart to sell
Were you
coffee.
green?
Oh, God.
When I was
Oh,
walking
no,
to
shit.
work this morning, I was
Yeah.
like, that seems like a nice
little
life.
business, right?
Yeah, he's got his
No
own little thing
bosses.
set up.
Yeah, meanwhile, he's going to fucking lug it in from Queens, driving 2 miles an hour.
Oh, those
Everybody
over the
beeps
bridge.
at him.
Those fucks. I fucking hate
I do
those
too.
savages.
Dumb rolls and donuts are bouncing around.
Hey, you know what?
that
When I drive
shitty
in
cart.
the morning, I see them on the side of the road setting up,
Yeah.
and I see these motherfuckers with no glove or anything, just handling your rolls, taking this old butter out and just slopping it on there and stacking the rolls up. He's fucking picking his nose. You people don't even know what the fuck they do.
Dumping them out of cardboard boxes. They're not wrapped.
Terrible. No.
Oh, God, no. They're not individually wrapped.
No.
Not doing any.
Dozen donuts in a
Yeah.
box with nothing else.
Nothing.
You want falafel? You want gyro? I hate those
Their
motherfuckers.
shit is good, though, man.
I want to eat at the one on. You ever drive 6th Avenue at night? You go up 6th Avenue. There's always one where the club's let out where he's got fucking 90 people on his line. He's
I've seen that guy.
I want to eat there because chances are you're not going to get sick because everybody eats there.
You don't get sick in general.
I would eat
from
there,
those
though.
places.
No, it's just disgusting.
I don't trust them, though.
Opie, if the radio thing doesn't work out for Connor, do you think he could be a barista at Starbucks?
Oh.
Like
I could
making people's coffee and
train
stuff?
him.
I'm sure they have a training program. I'm sure.
It's pretty easy, and your vacation time is great. You accrue it by the second. Every month you get a second of vacation.
Oh, boy, there's a cross-dresser that tried to rob CVS.
Oh, no.
That's a bad cross-dresser.
Jimmy. Hey.
No, Connor's good. We're gonna help him
All right,
out.
Connor. You're
You're the
back
guy
on
we
the
help.
phone.
I think you got it.
Get Connor on the phone.
Uncle Kevin, whatever.
I want Connor on the phone. I want to build his confidence.
Why do you guys...
Connor on the phone.
I'll ask you this, though, now that he can't hear.
Yeah.
Why do you guys pick interns that have that distant stare always?
We don't have like a lot of great interns to pick from.
It's either him or fucking James Holmes.
Like that. I think it's Uncle Kevy.
Uncle Kevin.
I said hi to him yesterday. I think he stared completely through my body.
Uncle Kevy.
He's got a weird
Jolt.
stare.
I love Uncle Kevy, though.
He's a jolt.
He's a moron. I don't know what goes on in
Is he
his
a
head.
dummy?
He's a stupid guy.
When was the last? Who was the last intern that we had that didn't have that distant stare?
I guess Sal.
Fucking, it's Travis.
Sal.
Oh,
There you go.
Sal.
Sal, you're
Manny.
right. Sal didn't have the distant stare. That's why he got hired.
But there was a long line of distant stares before Sal.
Yeah.
You know.
Every time. Every fucking time.
Sal
The
and
same
Manny.
jokes. Oh, I stink.
No, it's funny. It's just this. I was laughing recently thinking of every time certain people call.
Yeah.
It's the same.
Has to be. Yes.
Mike. What's another one? It's like every time.
Whoa, Bill.
There's a couple more. I was just laughing at the
Yeah.
silliness of that.
And then the other one with you're kidding. What was his name?
Someone
I
died.
forget. Yeah.
John. Hi, John.
John.
Yeah.
That's
always a
that's
few.
from 15, 16 years ago.
Hi, John. Hi, John. John.
Connor's on the phones now.
All right.
Does the Hi John call hold
I
up?
don't know. I haven't heard it in so
Fuck
long.
yeah.
I think it does.
That's where the guy.
That's
Oh wait,
Oh,
is
yeah,
that
Bill's dad?
Oh yeah,
That one's brutal.
that's a
Yeah.
great call. I haven't heard that in a year.
That one's
Wow.
brutal.
You're kidding. You're kidding.
You got that, E-Rock?
Oh
gotta love him.
Because it helps people understand. Anthony says you're kidding a lot. It does kind of help to
Oh,
establish.
all right, yeah,
where it
this
is.
is where it comes from. I guess we haven't played this in years. Basically, we used to love when we were up in Boston or Worcester or wherever the fuck we broadcasted from and made believe we were part of the Boston Metro.
Yeah.
All the other radio stations would call our hotline because it was one number off. So we got to fuck with a lot of people, man. A lot of people called the wrong number. And, oh my God, this was a fucked up day. We were obviously pissed off at Dave Douglas, so we had to take it out on somebody.
Yeah.
And this is what we did that day, if you have it, E-Rock.
Hello?
Hi,
Hi.
Bill.
Who's this?
Pat.
Hi, Pat. How are you?
No, this is the wrong Bill.
Well, Pat, I have some bad news.
What?
Bill died today.
You're kidding? Oh, my God.
Yeah. It's tragic.
Who's this?
He was in a car accident today.
Oh, no. Who is this?
John.
John?
Yeah.
Oh, boy. Oh, my God. I don't believe it.
Yeah.
I was just talking to him.
I know.
Where did it happen?
This afternoon.
Where?
Yeah.
On the highway.
Oh, God, love him.
Oh.
Yeah, big pile up.
Well, be sure and give the kids my condolences.
Okay. Well, I gotta go.
All right, John.
All right.
Thanks.
Bye.
Hey,
Bye.
John.
Oh my God. It's just,
Hey, John.
I'll be the first to admit that's just horrible.
You're kidding.
Oh my God, that's
Oh,
awful.
God. Who is this?
Who is this?
My favorite one ever,
Broad.
and it wasn't one of our best ones by far, but the Harrington House.
Harrington House.
We couldn't bring it all together in the end, unfortunately.
Oh, what a disaster he was.
But we would call like random houses and make believe we were like their daughters and sisters, and
You just call up and say how you're going to be over for dinner later
Right.
on, and
we
like,
lucked
what?
out. We got
What?
this guy that some
he
things were
was-
happening in his
yeah,
brain.
definitely.
And he was very confused and was trying to figure out, you know, trying to figure out if he had a son that he didn't know about or
Yeah.
something. He couldn't wrap his head around it.
You're coming over?
I don't know. I'm explaining something that makes no sense to most people. Whatever, but it is one of my favorites.
So you went to yoga to
well,
relax or meditation
Yeah.
to relax. I went to the range.
Nice.
And fired off my 50 caliber Desert Eagle.
But they do.
It was relaxing.
Both those things do the same thing.
Yes, it was
Both
very
those things do
relaxing.
the same thing.
Therapeutic.
Yeah.
Just go bam, bam. Oh, it hurt my arm too.
Do you know that like that difference, like, and that's real. Like you really went to yoga, and you really do go to meditation. You really do go to the range.
Yeah.
And it's just so funny to me what you guys doze off, like how different.
Yeah, it really is.
It's fucking polar, but it's
But it's the same
genuine.
thing, though.
Oh, this gun's fucking sick.
But it really is the same thing in the end.
That is so hard to shoot that gun. Wow.
22?
Yeah, it's 22. It's 50 caliber handgun. A 50 caliber.
Hilarious.
And some guy's like, "You got 50 caliber over there?"
That is hilarious. What the hell is this?
Wow.
Desert Eagle? Yeah.
Everyone, when you shoot that thing, everyone from the other lanes that are in the same room as you, they just stop shooting and all like peek over like, "What the fuck are you? What do you have?"
And I got a dumb question. I'm going to acknowledge it's probably dumb. You're not allowed to let someone else use your guns at a range, right?
If they have a license, I can. If
So
they
you
have a pistol
can?
license, yeah. If they have a pistol license, I could do that.
Have people asked, I want to shoot that thing?
No.
God, I would.
I don't know. That's a big one. Ant was letting me shoot it in his yard. I was running. We were playing
plates,
cops.
right?
Oh yeah. But we were just
Some
shooting in the
plates you
dirt
didn't need anymore.
That's a big fucking. I've never shot
It's
a handgun in my life.
That would not be a good first choice.
But I don't think it's crazy the two things we do, because in the end it's relieving stress and just getting away from everything.
Great. I've brought like 3 guns with me, 3 pistols, and just fucking rattle off at some targets downrange. It's fun. There's people in there. One guy, though, geez, if there's ever a stereotype of some fucking, like, the people that are like, oh, guns, and it's this kind of person. Guy, I don't know this guy from a hole in the wall. A hole in the wall at the range. I get it. And he comes over, and he just, he starts talking about how he was somewhere, and he told somebody he was from New York, and then the guy said, oh, well, you're from that nigger-loving state.
Wow.
And this guy's relaying the story to me like I'd be fine with that. He
must be a fan of the show.
He never heard of me. And, I don't think he knows me at all. And
he was comfortable saying that conversationally.
Just having that conversation with me. And I was just kind of, all I'm thinking is like, why would you say this?
That over the shit racism drives me nuts.
It's really crazy.
I understand all of us have some kind of racism in us. But that over the top, just throwing the N-word around and just assuming that you're cool with that, I fucking hate
The
that.
assumption is a little odd in this day and age. It really is. I mean,
Look, if that's what you're into and you want to use that word like that, fine. But don't assume like
it doesn't bother me to hear it. It doesn't bother me to hear it.
When someone's over the top with that shit?
No, I don't.
It drives me
It doesn't
nuts.
bother me like that, but it makes me think. I'm like, he doesn't know if I could be married to a black woman. It's just.
He probably. I don't know how, but someone talking to you just intuitively knows you're not. That this is not going to be a Pulp Fiction situation. And Bonnie's not coming home in a nurse's outfit, and you don't really fucking have gourmet coffee. Yeah, Joel. Everybody kind of knows.
What does that 50 cal go through?
Wow. It'll go through cinder block. It'll go through body armor.
Are you allowed?
Sure.
Are you allowed to carry that on the streets of New York?
As a matter of fact, I'm not sure about 50 cals in New York City. I could carry it out on Long Island. I wouldn't. There's no practical purpose to have that gun.
Scare everybody.
It is a frightening weapon to have, but there's no practical purpose. It's too heavy. It's too big to carry. The accuracy is not that good. It's just too big a gun, and the fucking recoil is too much. But again, when people say there's no need to have that gun, I agree. There's no need, but to shoot that at a range, it's fun. Yeah. It's entertaining. It's something I like to do. It's a challenge to try to hit your target with something like that. So no, I don't need it, but I fucking want it. Yeah, it's one of those things.
Hey, did we do a version of Bill's Dead in Spanish? Was that the one we did in Spanish? People are saying that one was hilarious.
Yeah, hang on.
How did we do that? I forget. I remember we decided that I think when we were in New York at NEW, we wanted to grow our audience, and we figured the only way to do that was to put our bits in Spanish.
Yeah, we heard Spanish language radio stations were
and
coming
as
up in the
crazy as that sounds, we actually, I think it was Ant, right? You mostly did the Spanish tags.
I tried.
They actually made us do Spanish tags for certain commercials.
Oh yeah.
That was XM. Oh, we did this at XM.
The Bill's Dead in Spanish is.
But at NEW, they absolutely had commercials where we had or Anthony did them at the time, I believe. Tags in Spanish.
God, yeah.
How stupid is that?
Stupid.
Let me hear the Bill's Dead in Spanish.
Yeah.
Hold on, I'm getting it. Hang on.
Come on, what are you doing?
I don't know.
It's part of the worst of it. I'm getting right to it. Hang
on. Hey, Mr. fucking fancy pants.
He's writing down his favorite moments from Raw.
Is he?
Mm-hmm.
Did he write them down?
For fan fiction?
Fan fiction?
Yeah, he writes down his favorite moments, and then he starts writing his own storylines based on them.
I love the idea of him writing wrestling fan fiction.
He does.
How awful would that be?
He does. He writes his own
people
fantasy
actually do
cards.
that?
Yeah.
E-Rock writing it all childishly.
With a crayon.
Douchey thing to do.
Oh, terrible.
Terrible.
I like Star Trek erotica fan fiction. That's hilarious.
What is that?
Star Trek homoerotic fan fiction.
That's
like
right?
people. No, people actually write romantic stories between Spock and Kirk falling in love, and Yeah, yeah.
That book, 50 Shades of Grey, was originally a Twilight fan fiction.
Was it?
Mm-hmm.
Really?
Mm-hmm.
Wow. All right, here's Bill's Dead in Spanish.
Hola.
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 Guillermo.
¿Quién es esto?
Patricio.
Patricio, ¿cómo estás?
No estoy hablando con el Guillermo equivocando.
Pues, Patricio, yo tengo malas noticias.
¿Qué?
Guillermo se murió hoy.
Estoy fumando. Ay, Dios mío.
Sí, qué tragedia.
¿Quién es esto?
Él estuvo en un accidente de carro.
Ay, no. ¿Quién es esto?
¿Quién es esto?
Esto es Juan.
Juan?
Sí.
Ave María. Dios mío, yo no lo creo.
Sí.
Pedro, yo estaba hablando con él no hace mucho.
Yo sé.
¿Cuándo empezó esto?
Esta tarde.
¿A dónde?
En la carretera.
Ay, que Dios lo quiera.
Sí. Grande. Grande. Ok.
Pues es seguro que la de los hijos del Pacini.
Pues. Me tengo que ir.
Está bien, Juan.
Está bien.
Gracias.
Hasta luego.
Hasta luego.
We could be entertaining in Spanish as well.
I forgot how funny that is. Fuck the words. We're obviously we're getting them all wrong and everything, but just the inflection, like for her to all that shit.
I go.
Oh, that's fucking funny. Yeah.
Did that make sense, Sam? I know you know a little Spanish.
Oh.
You don't want people to know that, but
Yeah, it made sense. I mean, your inflection was way off the map, but
did we say the right words?
For the most part,
For the most part?
Do we need dialect coaches?
Yeah, you need
a little
dialect
bit.
coaches.
I took 6 years of Spanish. I think I did pretty good.
Did you really?
Yeah,
I mean, that's
sucked at it
another-
too.
Yeah.
You should just be fucking rattling off
I
Spanish.
don't know shit. My brother, who didn't take any Spanish, speaks that dirty shit.
Oh yeah,
to all his people at the restaurant.
Oh, nice.
He knows how to. He knows how to
has to know.
converse
Yeah, he's
in
gotta
Spanish. It's amazing to watch. In a classroom, though, that's dumb.
Keep his people in order over there.
Yeah, I don't know shit. I can pick up a word or two. That's about it.
Yeah. Oh, that was fucking
I
fun.
wish I took Spanish. I took stupid French.
I took 2 years of French too. Just because the teacher smelled good and had big boobies and bleached blonde hair.
Jesus.
So I hung in there. I think I failed, but I gave it a try. And then I attempted German. Ugh.
Yeah.
That was rough.
It's fan art, erotic Star Trek fan art.
Is
That's
it a
the one
goof?
where somebody seriously painted that.
That's a painting, for
It's
real.
actually not a bad painting, but it's just stupid what it is.
Kirk and Spock in the bathtub.
The moon behind them. What are they on a fucking? What are they in a fucking moon room or something?
There.
The guy's talented. If he painted like a bowl of fruit or something, it'd be in a museum.
Well, he did.
Kirk's Kirk's lovingly looking at Spock. Spock is very Spock is definitely the top in that relationship.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Hey, this guy wants to know about your 50 cal. Let's go to Tom on Long Island.
Oh.
Tom?
Hey, what's up, boys?
Hey there, Tom.
When you shoot your 50 caliber range, is it like that scene in RoboCop where he first shoots his gun and everybody else stops and looks over like, what the fuck is that?
It really is, because everybody does kind of look over because they have no idea what it is. And it's so fucking loud in the range. Even when you got your ear protection on, you could feel it. Yeah. Yeah, people do. They kind of peek around. Yeah, 50. Love it.
Nice. All right, bro.
All right, boys.
Why don't we break? We'll get into Bloomberg and what he thinks of guns.
Oh, yeah.
And we'll also do the Penn State shit.
Oh.
And then we got Brad Thor coming in today.
Yes.
Who is Brad Thor?
Very, very big author. He's on.
Yes, he's best time New York Times bestseller.
But how do we know him?
I met him on a flight, and I liked him. He was a good dude. And they just pitched him yesterday. He'd never been pitched before. So I'm like, yeah, why not? I mean,
yeah, have him in, sure. He's an author.
What books has he done?
Oh, just a bunch of big novels. This one is called Blacklist.
Just a bunch of big.
Yeah,
we could ask him.
He's just a
We'll ask him.
big fucking book seller. Yeah.
All right. Brad Thor coming in today at 9.
Sirius XM. It's the Opie and Anthony Show.
So Bloomberg talks to Piers Morgan about gun control.
Yes.
Did you watch this thing?
Nah, I saw the highlights. I saw the clips. The mayor, you know, I guess he thinks he's doing the right thing, whatever, but...
I don't mind that he's talking about it.
He's a Budinsky.
It's way better than talking about dumb, sugary drinks.
Sugary drinks.
At least he's fucking bringing it up. It's a tough topic for these politicians. They're all scared to talk about it.
Yeah.
You're not going to hear Romney or Obama talk about gun control.
Especially around re-election time.
You're not going to hear a peep out of those guys about gun control or how they feel until after the election.
Mm-hmm. But Mayor Bloomberg is a little out of touch also, you know.
She is. Well, let's go through the audio and see where the problems are.
What is your personal interpretation?
Well,
what do you think the Founding Fathers intended?
I wasn't there. But we have a mechanism under our Constitution that the Founding Fathers put in to answer exactly that question. It's called the Supreme Court. The judicial system up to the Supreme Court. And the Supreme Court has ruled that you have a right to bear arms, but reasonable restrictions can be applied in terms of the kind of arms, the number of arms, who can buy them, and that sort of thing. And that's what really matters. It doesn't matter what you think or I think. It matters what the Supreme Court thinks and what the legislature does. And you come back to the history of the country. We started out with our muskets, and today here we are where some people think everybody should be armed. There was a congressman that I heard quoted, I didn't hear him directly, but he was quoted as saying, if we had armed everybody in that theater, then somebody would have pulled a gun and shot the young kid who killed 12 people and injured 50-odd. I don't know that you would want to or have your kids in that theater. When everybody starts shooting, who knows who is the one that's going to get shot? Pretty soon it's a circular firing squad.
Here's what's annoying about him. Like, he wouldn't answer what he thought the Founding Fathers meant. We understand. This is why they're all so hateable. We understand what the judicial process is, but what do you think they meant by that?
Yeah.
Why don't you just answer the question?
Right. What do you think?
What do you think? He's asking you what you think.
We have the Supreme Court to tell us.
None of these guys will answer the questions.
That's just awful.
Because it'll alienate their potential voters in a lot of cases.
Well, Bloomberg has armed security.
Right.
So for him, why don't you walk around without armed security then?
Yeah, go ahead. Give that a whirl.
Oh, that's right. You're a billionaire. Even believe me, even if it wasn't for fucking him being mayor. Oh, that's right. For you, it's different, right? For you.
Yep.
Bloomberg talks about the current gun laws.
I mean, for example, if I wanted to buy an assault weapon and a load of ammunition on the internet, for example, and I lived in New York, even with the laws that you have, and they're more stringent than many places in America, have you got anywhere stopping me?
You can't stop everything, but you can stop most of it. The federal government passed laws restricting the ability to buy certain kinds of weapons, assault weapons. The law expired or wasn't renewed. That you can't sell, that people with minors can't buy, and drug addicts and psychiatric problems and criminals can't buy it. The trouble is then the federal government, in the usual wink-wink of passing a law to satisfy one group but telling the other group, don't worry about it, we'll make sure it doesn't get enforced, they didn't fund any of the enforcement, and there's no database that you have to check against, or at least not a complete database. What we've got to do is say, look, we just cannot continue this kind of carnage.
No, so what? Enforce the laws, then. Enforce the fucking laws that are in place. I'm all for that. Believe me, I don't like what illegal gun owners do, either.
Can we
and
can we make the laws even tougher, way tougher?
How do you do that? And when you're not enforcing the ones that are there now, why make new ones? It's ridiculous. Just enforce. There are plenty of laws in place to prevent people.
We don't
from
really
getting
enforce
their
the
hands on
laws?
shit. No, they're really not enforced that well.
In what way?
In New York, they are. I mean, he's talking about buying shit off the internet. It's very difficult to legally buy stuff off the internet like that.
This guy was stockpiling for a while.
People think you can.
Some people say there should have been a red flag that was raised because of all the buying he was doing online.
Yeah. Red flag raised to who?
I don't know.
By the way,
question.
And then when the red flag is raised, who then has to look and assess if that's a problem? I was asked last night, do you think 6,000 rounds of ammunition is excessive to buy online? And I said, well, who's buying it? Is it a guy that runs a range that might want to have ammunition there for people that come in, a private range? Is it a guy that's buying ammo for all his buddies so when they go out on a weekend, they all have a fuckload of ammo to shoot or hunt with or whatever?
Wouldn't that be easy to check if it's a range guy?
Again, who's checking?
I don't know. I'm just asking
another
questions.
government agency, and then what's
hold on? Who would check something like that? You think?
I have no idea. That's just it.
Because you know
Who's
more
checking?
about this than
Couldn't local law
certainly
enforcement?
They
myself.
always say, but then, do you want local law enforcement coming to you and saying like, why are you buying ammunition? And then you got to come up with a good reason. And then what if they say, I don't like your reason? They can make it so you can't get it. I'm just saying, this is another government agency that will be up your ass and know that you are a person that has guns, know which guns you have, know where you keep. This is something that, I don't care what the court says, the Founding Fathers never wanted the government in charge of your weaponry.
I'll say this, they didn't, and you're right, but they also didn't have this problem when they were talking. First of all, everyone back then had guns, so they did not have a problem with gatherings of people just shot up by lunatics at schools. It's a phenomenon they didn't have to deal with. And I don't want anybody just questioning everyone who buys ammunition, but I do think that as the public, we have the right to know if someone's buying 600 rounds. You're right. There's
6,000.
Oh, 6,000. I'm sorry.
Yeah.
There's plenty of legitimate people who be buying that. Like you said, a range owner. There are, I'm sure, ways to weed out people who are legit automatically and immediately. I don't want
who's going to determine if you're the one that can buy 6,000 rounds? And then if it's not 6,000 rounds, how many rounds is it?
Right.
Is it 4,000? Is it 500? And what determines that you are fit to buy that many rounds?
Did they buy it from all kinds of different... Was he buying from different places?
I don't know.
I'm imagining he was.
What's excessive for an average gun owner? Ammunition. I don't even know that.
I don't know. I went through boxes of fucking ammo yesterday.
Yeah, if you go to the range.
I just went to the range, and for an hour and a half, I was just blasting.
How many did you shoot off, you think? Or
I
rounds?
took fucking 50.
If you had to guess.
Let me think. I had boxes of 50, and I went through 100. I probably blew off like 300 rounds around there, and that's one day at the range. An hour and a half at the range.
300 rounds.
About
That's 6 boxes,
300
you're saying?
rounds. Yeah, about 300 rounds.
So wait, when
6,000 just seems like a lot.
Yeah.
That's all I'm saying.
But when you're just going pop, 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 pop at a range or something,
right?
Or you go through it very quickly.
And you got the right answers. Yeah. How do we do that? And who's responsible for
I'm not
that?
saying
And is that something we want as a society? I don't know. It just seems like. I don't know. It seems like there should have been some kind of red flag if all of a sudden this guy out of nowhere is buying all sorts of shit.
That's just it. With this guy's case, this guy was such an anomaly in this situation.
Which doesn't help anybody because like we said yesterday, the guy only had a speeding ticket. That's it.
Very hard to determine that this guy wasn't fit.
And average grades in med school, I guess. That's all we really know about his background.
Lots of red flags pop up in hindsight. It's easy to say that.
Good point.
But this guy could have just been anybody. If you would have kept him from buying a gun, you really are cutting out everybody because the guy fit all of the rules and regulations to buying a gun.
That hurts the NRA's case.
It does. It's
a lot.
I hate the fact that he did this. But people also need to know that these things do happen. People aren't fucking very predictable. They're not robots, machines. It's very hard to tell if someone's going to lose their fucking mind.
People are just, people already know the illegal guns aren't going to get off. It's hard because it's an avoidable thing. I mean, it is an avoidable fucking thing, but I don't know, man. I don't even know what I'm saying. I guess I hear both sides of it.
It's very hard to come up with an answer.
It's extremely complicated.
Very
complicated. It's not that easy to solve, obviously.
A lot of people say things, but they don't take it the next step and say, all right, how is that going to be enacted? How would this be enforced? What government agency would then take care of checking on this and checking on that? And then if they do check, what's their criteria for you being able to do something? Yet, like, no one wants to go to that point. They're just like, well, we ought to, there was a red flag. They ought to have said, red flag, okay, the gun shop owner is supposed to report somebody for being, a little weird? I don't know what people are looking for.
I just think if you're a gun shop, you have a huge responsibility. And I just wonder, if there's more those guys should be doing. I don't know.
There are plenty of gun shop owners that have seen people that are weird and just don't sell to them. It's happened.
Right.
But there are ones
you don't
that'll
hear
sell
about
to
that
anybody.
shit, right?
I know.
What drives me nuts is when this shit goes down, they obsess about the assault rifles. When, the real problem in this country is the amount of people dying from handguns.
Yeah.
Handguns is way more dangerous than assault rifles.
Yeah, handguns are
But they obsess like, oh, we got to get rid of these assault rifles, and then everything will be okay. Really?
Yeah, 4%.
People are dying every day from handgun violence.
But and also, I got
a lot more people.
Illegal handguns.
Yeah, fair enough.
Illegal handgun violence, and that is key. I mean, people are under the impression that you could just walk into a store and buy a machine gun. So many people are under the impression that no matter what state you're in, you could just walk into a store, buy a full automatic machine gun, and shoot up a fucking school or a theater or what have you.
So you shouldn't be able to do that.
Yeah, exactly.
But they would say to you, well, this guy got one. I mean, not a machine gun, but an assault rifle, right?
Yeah, but he didn't.
Right.
He
was able to get one legally.
He was able to get a semi-automatic rifle legally. Yeah.
Right.
Yes, because he fit the bill. As far as handguns go, I don't know what other states, I've never lived in other states and had pistols. But in New York, I literally have to go to the police station, get a piece of paper, go to the gun store, buy the gun. They fill out a thing on that piece of paper, take the gun and the piece of paper back to the police station, where they then check the gun, write down the serial number, take another piece of that little paper off, and put it in their file, and then I could take it home with me.
Yeah, you're here to say that it's not as easy as people
It's not
would
always
assume.
as easy. Online purchases. If I want to buy something online, I have to go online, pick out what gun I want, have them ship it to a gun store. Let's say, the Coliseum gun traders I use in Uniondale. They ship it to them.
Oh.
Yes, they have to ship it to the gun store, not to my house. Okay. And then I have to go through the same rigmarole. I got to go to the precinct. I got to get the piece of paper. I go to the gun store. He charges a little fee for the transfer, but it's exactly like buying a gun from him, only I paid the online thing.
I assumed, like most, that you probably got to
FedEx box.
Yeah. No, you get a FedEx box. Hey, it's another gun.
Look at this.
No, it has to go through a
What about this clown? And did he have to do that, you think? Or were there laws different in Colorado?
I don't know what Colorado's laws are for purchasing pistols.
Online shit.
I think that's fair, though.
And I have, first of all, I had to have my license in order to even buy a gun like that online and go through my gun shop to do it. With that license, I go through a rigorous background check. Every purchase I make, every time I go in to buy a pistol or a rifle, I get an FBI check is done on me. A new one. Brand new one. Every gun I buy.
I think that's fair. And like what Anthony has would be considered excessive if you were looking at like people red flags.
Yeah.
If Anthony snapped tomorrow, no one would be shocked, but I mean, people would say, wow, why didn't that raise red flags?
Right.
But Anthony's not going to snap, so he's just a responsible gun owner with a bunch of guns. But I think that's fair, though. Even if it's annoying, you have to go through that.
I do understand.
I'm okay with that.
I am for some of these types of restrictions. I just don't like the fact that there are so many restrictions on the ability to even get the gun. Like, once you get over that hurdle, then I don't really have many problems with the going to the precinct, getting the form, getting the gun, going back to the precinct. It's a pain in the ass, but look, it's a gun. I do understand this. But New York State, and especially New York City, will deny you the ability to even go through those hoops, even if you're completely fine, with no record or anything. They could determine, because you didn't fill out your paperwork properly, or there's so many things that can happen in New York State. The city, forget about it. They could just tell you no for no fucking reason. You have to have a reason to have a pistol in New York City, and then go through all those things anyway.
Yeah,
it's very I don't mind the restrictions to purchase the gun. I do mind the restrictions on even being allowed to purchase a gun.
Can you get one for just a fucking... I would love to get like a 6-shooter, not like a fucking automatic.
Wouldn't that be fun? Yeah.
I got a guy.
That's why
I got mine illegally. It was a lot easier.
You can't get anything, a 6-shooter, fucking automatic.
Well, you want to know how
without
easy
a
it is
license.
to get a gun in Texas?
Yeah.
Also, this guy purchased 2,000 rounds of ammo with no issues. Another guy says you buy ammo in bulk because it's cheaper.
It's cheaper that way, yeah.
So
really
they make it where, enticing to get a lot of ammo.
They entice me with their ammo prices.
Don in Texas, a state that knows how to kill fucking convicts. I like that. I like that about you guys. What's up?
All right, this is what you do. You go, and they've got them pretty much every weekend anywhere in Texas, Houston, San Antonio, Dallas. You go to a gun show, you have a wad of cash, and I'm sure, Ant, that wouldn't be a problem for you.
Tell me about it.
And basically, you've got guys that they'll have their whatever rifle, anywhere from a shotgun down to a pistol, and they'll just walk around with a sign, hey, $300 cash. You pay the guy $300 cash, you walk out with the firearm. No questions, no paperwork, no nothing. Now, there's the other way to do it where, what they call with papers, is you walk up to one of the booths, you sit down, takes maybe 5 minutes, fill out all the federal paperwork. As soon as you're approved, you sit there and you pay whatever it is. Hell, I got a 9mm, it's one of them off-brand bullshit ones. A 9mm for $275. I gave the guy the money within, say, 10 minutes. I walked out of there with a pistol and about 500 rounds.
All right, I got a question. I've been to Dallas, is what I know about Texas, a few times. I was amazed at how many guns I saw. I couldn't believe it. What kind of handgun violence do you guys have in, let's say, Dallas compared to other cities in America? Or do you know this, Ant?
I know that. Oh, yes, sir?
No. Go ahead, Ant. You're the expert.
No, I'm not an expert on Texas and their fucking laws. But from what I know and what I have read, I've always heard that the more lenient the gun laws, the less gun violence there is. That seems to be what happens across the country.
Because I don't hear about a lot of handgun violence in Texas like we hear about in Chicago, obviously. Chicago seems to be the big one.
A lot of crimes are thwarted in Texas because of...
But, man, we went to a club
public
or a radio station event, and the girls were all talking about how they left their handguns in the glove compartment to come into the bar. It was just it was amazing how many guns were down there.
Yeah. And this is also why people in big cities and on the coastal liberal areas of New York or L.A. and places that do have very strict gun control, they are under this impression that the whole country is for gun control and for the restrictions that are in place in a lot of these big cities, when the fact of the matter is, when you look at the Midwest and the vast part of the United States in between the coasts, a lot of people do own guns. There aren't many restrictions on them, and they want to keep it that way.
Right. Okay, here's more Bloomberg.
Someday there will be a shooting which you would think would trigger in the American psyche this I'm not going to take it anymore attitude. Maybe if you...
I thought it would be this.
Wait a second. Maybe if you shot a president, but Ronald Reagan, when he got shot, didn't trigger it. Maybe if you shot a congresswoman, no. Maybe if you shot a bunch of students on campus, no. Maybe if you shot a bunch of people in a movie theater. I don't know what it is. We obviously haven't gotten there yet. But this cannot continue. And these people that want to have more guns really are not just, they don't understand what they're asking about. You are 22 times as likely to shoot a family member than somebody trying to break into your house if you have a gun.
You have,
Jesus.
I just hate these guys talking. You have armed security. So for you, it's easy to sit there.
Yep.
I fucking hate these guys that just don't acknowledge that they are protected. So they're making this statement from a much different place than the way anybody else thinks about it.
Mike Bloomberg does not need to carry a weapon because he has people around him constantly that carry weapons that aren't even available to the general public.
Yeah, he should start by saying, follow my lead. I now have no armed security.
Right, exactly. All of my guys have maces.
Right.
And,
I'm
with
depending
gloves.
on the exact protection that you will receive when you don't have a gun. That's what I'm going to do. How about that, Mr. Mayor?
Yeah.
Mrs. Mayor.
Right.
Mr. Mayor.
People want to talk about this issue. I want to know if they're for or against so we can balance it out, just get some different voices on the radio there, Sam. How do I know?
Yeah, let's get it from Connor.
How do I know?
Connor didn't mention it on the screen.
Connor.
No, he didn't.
Oh, jeez.
Connor.
I told him to
Maybe
go
it's
back.
a 2-trip screening.
It
where
is.
he's got to rescreen him again.
Eric just said he's going to send him back.
No.
Yeah.
I told him to go back. I'm like, get their angles. Just saying I want to talk
Just
about
so we
gun
can get
control
some
isn't
different
enough.
voices on. I liked when we do that.
Is that what the screen set just says? I just want to talk about gun
Yeah,
control?
which makes it tough because especially if it's points we've made a lot.
It's like, why bother screening the calls?
In the meantime, here's more Bloomberg.
Where you have effective enforcement against people carrying illegal weapons on the streets, guns in particular, you will see gun crime come down.
Yes.
No! That is just an undeniable, inarguable.
You motherfucker.
He's a liar.
How about Detroit and Chicago? 2 prime examples. Turn on that Chicago fucking scanner. When you get the scanner app any night and turn on the Chicago police scanner, you will hear nothing but gunfire and cops chasing around, the sounds of bullets flying, all illegal, all fucking people breaking the law. And they have complete restriction on firearms.
How about this? Let's find, if we can, the top 5 most violent gun cities in this country.
Yeah.
For illegal gun violence, and the best 5,
right,
with the least amount.
Very good.
And let's find what the gun laws are in each. Maybe they're comparable, and let's see if it means anything racially.
Yep.
Or if it means anything, if it's simply the gun laws, or if it's simply, that the citizens can protect themselves. I know population will have something to do with that too, but that's why I'm saying cities.
Well. He's fucking lying there.
Well, let's go back to that
fucking
point.
lie. Gun control does not fucking stop crime. It never has.
It's not that easy,
It's
Piers.
statistically proven that it does not deter the criminal element. Stop it.
It's way more complicated than that.
Yes.
You're on CNN, you dope.
Against people carrying illegal weapons on the streets, guns
Illegal
in particular, you will see gun crime come.
Hold it. Illegal. He says illegal guns. Now, what does that have to do with what we're talking about? People buying guns legally, owning guns legally, as per their constitutional right. What is Pierce talking about? Oh, when there's a lot of illegal guns that are taken off the streets, crime goes down. All right, I'll even buy that. How do you get the illegal guns off the street? Oh, don't try the stop and frisk.
Yeah, you're not even allowed to
Right.
frisk anybody.
What? And this is what drives me crazy, because they say good police work. But everything
they don't
you do
allow
that's
the
good
police to do
they
good police
don't
work.
Allow
That's why
them.
this country's insane.
Yeah, they don't allow it.
Well,
they don't
after
even
that-
allow the police guys
They
to
want-
do their good police work anymore.
Polite police work
Yes.
doesn't work.
And hopefully they'll luck out and find something with their politeness.
Polite police work that doesn't offend or upset anybody.
It's just so dumb.
I believe in the Bronx now. The Bronx, whatever the head muckety-muck up there is, whatever they call him.
I heard that on the way in, too.
He's starting to say maybe we have to rethink the restrictions on stop and frisk after that kid got shot in the
4-year-old.
playground. So he's starting to go like, maybe we want the cops fucking patting down some of these thugs.
Good for that guy.
Yeah. Who's against that? Like in Chicago, where it's a gang and drug area. I'm not saying you should stand outside the college and frisk people, but if you see a bunch of guys, you know what thugs look like.
Yep.
And if you're wrong once in a while, you're wrong.
Oh, well.
You know what rednecks look like. You know what mob guys look like. You're not always right, but you know.
And by the way, when they talk about some crazy white guy like this and red flags and they should have seen it, what they're talking about in essence is profiling.
Absolutely.
They're talking about, all right, this guy fits this profile of someone that might unload in a movie theater.
Right.
We should see this. We should use this information to maybe prevent it in the future. Why can't you do the same thing for gang members or people that have illegal guns and they're shooting other people? Why can't you profile and say, that guy fits the bill? He's throwing up a red flag. Let me check that out and see if I'm right about this.
Because the liberals would argue that the white guy being profiled is being profiled behaviorally, whereas the black guy is being profiled purely on appearance.
Oh, okay.
Down. Yes. That is just an undeniable, inarguable fact.
Yeah, get guns out of there when they can't use the guns.
If the political leaders in this country continue to say nothing about this, gun sales increase at the rate they've been increasing, and we see more and more of these incidents, people will say, Mayor Bloomberg, it's time you ran for the highest office. Time you took charge.
Nobody will say that.
I've got a job, thank you. I've got another 528 days, I think it is, left in my job. I enjoy it every day. I'm not.
So you'll have a vacancy.
I'm not going to be president of the United States. I'm not going to run for the presidency. But I am an American. And I care very much about our country.
And you
I
care about
have
everything
children,
except the
and I
fucking
care
rules in place to prevent fucking 3 terms.
Yeah.
It's funny how he's really
you
big
break
on
your own
regulations and rules.
Right.
Yeah.
Boy, but when it comes to getting out after 2 terms, he doesn't seem to give a fuck about that.
Then he has no problem breaking the
He
the
did
rules.
that. He got another term without
bunch of
any
hypocrites.
fucking votes,
Sneaky
without people
cocksucker.
saying that if they wanted. And then a vote was put to the to anyone else having that many terms, and people voted no. So obviously they didn't want him for 3 terms. This guy's a fucking piece of shit.
Yeah.
But I am an American, and I care very much about our country. I have children, and I care about them. Presumably they will someday give me grandchildren, and I care about them. I have a responsibility, just like you do, just like everybody does in this country, to try to address the key issues. You and I can't solve the problem, but we can demand that those elected officials who want to be in charge have a solution to the problem.
Charles in charge.
Good one, Chip.
I know.
Oh, sorry.
Jesus.
And then finally this.
This is not a theoretical thing. These are human lives. We have children sitting on the steps of their house, and a bullet whizzes by.
There was a 4-year-old I read in the Bronx.
An illegal bullet from an illegal gun.
People say, well, the time is not now to address this. We have to grieve. Well, it's been 18 months since Gabby Giffens. It's been 5 years since Virginia Tech. It's been a dozen years since Columbine. What's the right time frame? Now's maybe exactly the time to do it. And I think the president very eloquently expressed the country's grief, and that is his job, and he did it very well, and people appreciated, I'm sure, him coming and trying to offer comfort. But that's only half the job. The president, no matter who the next president is, also has to have a solution to this problem. It is prevention of the next disaster that we have to focus on. There's nothing we can do about what happened in the past.
Well,
all right. Well, hey, do whatever you got to do to get illegal guns that are shooting children on their stoops in front of their house. Do what you got to do without infringing on other people's rights. How about that? Enforce your laws. Do it that way. They're already out there. There's plenty of laws against it. I think there's a law against murder, right?
Let me
see. Murder.
Let's say hi to Robert in New Jersey. Robert?
Yeah, you're turning into the next Ted Nugent.
Do you prefer Robert or Bobbykins?
I like Bobbykins myself. That's what my mom calls me.
I know. He is like Nugent,
What do
right?
you got, Robert?
Well, every place needs to be like New Jersey, New York. It needs to be more difficult to acquire these things. I came from Pennsylvania. It was ridiculously easy.
Yep.
I walked in, walked out with an AR. It would take me only overnight for a background check to get a 5.7.
All right.
In New Jersey, it's much more difficult.
Ohio's very easy, too.
All right, so is
that a good place to start at?
They did a background check on you? Yeah, see?
Yeah, I mean, that's that's what they have to do.
How about being denied the ability to buy a handgun illegally in the state of New Jersey or New York?
But on what basis would you?
Exactly. On a whim. How about on a whim that
lark.
somebody decides that they don't want you to have one?
Right.
Well, then I'll buy a samurai sword. You know.
All right.
You want to protect your family, but I don't necessarily need to have an FN-57.
Yeah, that's great.
Buy a shotgun.
Right.
Cool. So somebody comes into your house and you hit him with a samurai sword from fucking across the room.
Yeah.
Or a shotgun with a slug in it.
Yep.
Oh, okay. How about when you're out on the street? You're going to tote that shotgun around with you?
Hey, you know, and on that, if anybody was in that theater in Aurora, they wouldn't have been able to get a shot at that guy. He's covered head to toe in body armor. There's smoke, tear gas.
Hypothetical. I'm not going to get into hypothetical situations there, but let me tell you something, and I've said this before. The worst possible scenario is one gunman in a closed theater shooting at unarmed people in a pile against the doorway. Something tells me if somebody else had a gun in there, it could only be better than one guy rattling off round after round into masses of unarmed people. Even though he was covered head to toe, and I don't like getting into hypotheticals, like I said, but if a bullet were to hit him, he's not going to keep shooting at the crowd. He's going to get it's going to get his attention. Perhaps he would. Perhaps he would run out the door. Perhaps he could get a fucking lucky shot to his face. I don't know. But the thing is, what happened was the worst possible scenario. An unarmed mass of people and one guy with a gun shooting at them.
Yeah, where's the cops, right? But
right.
You can strike anywhere. You know, you got. I just went by a horrible accident on New York. I mean, you were fluffy pillows around all the cars. Lightning strikes.
Yeah.
Lightning strikes.
You're gonna have problems. You got to absorb it. You got to move on.
Yeah. All right, my friend.
Thank you, Robert.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah.
Wow, I said, for real, I said thank you.
Robert's ornery.
He didn't like the way that went.
You got a different fucking opinion on the show. I said thank you. I meant it.
That old lady driving into a lake.
Jesus.
Dummy.
All right, there goes Robert.
Thank you, Bob.
I'm sure people out there agreed with your point on it. Jeez. What happened?
This old broad drove into a river.
Nice. I love it. She hit the gas pedal, goes into the river.
The gas instead of the brake.
Well, I guess we're over the movie theater shooting, huh?
Yeah.
Fox News has moved on to give her a break.
Give her a break, get it?
Goes into the river.
The second you hit
think
a
she
gas
lives by
pedal.
the river to begin with? I say good morning, good night to the river. Remember those commercials?
God, yes.
What happened? She hit the gas instead of the brake?
Yeah, once you do that, it's just time to take the keys away.
That happens.
From the old codger.
Why was she so close to the water?
I know. She
She lives close to the river.
She panicked.
Any more of these calls? We got a lot of them. Or we can take a break.
Yeah, we'll take another call, I guess. Why not?
I own a gun for my job. New Jersey laws are just as bad as New York. See, we've done that
Yeah,
one,
we
so
know
that's
that.
why
Okay.
Sam Connor needs to help us out and give a little more detail. See, that would be a waste of time if we took that phone call.
Well, why would he?
I like Connor.
Why would he put the same call up twice?
Look, I want Connor to have a few victories today. He got a coffee victory. He's going to have a victory on the phones.
I just don't know why he would put the same call up twice.
He's going to learn. He's
Same
learning.
information. Why would?
I know what you're doing. I ain't going there today.
I just don't know why.
I live in Texas. I want to talk legal process of getting a gun. I think we all know it's pretty easy down there, right? I think the other guy said that, so we've done that one
Yeah,
too.
well, it's probably he probably wants to say something like that guy was saying you could just buy a gun, but there's a legal process to doing it, and then I think there's
All right.
a way around it. Which
So he's
isn't
challenging that
quite
other caller,
legal.
probably?
Maybe.
Paul, you're challenging the other Texas caller. That's all we need to know.
No, I'm not challenging that. I was just saying that I was calling in that I have a few illegal firearms that I actually went through the legal process to get them done. And we do that, you know, to send off to the BATS
right,
and to get the stamps done for all these weapons.
Uh-huh.
so no matter what you do, is the government's always going to have a regulation and a thorough background check before they issue any of these weapons.
Yeah, right. See, even in that
Says
case.
you.
There you go.
Says you.
Sam, Justin in Texas, buying ammo in bulk is cheaper. We already
It's just
we already
cheaper,
said that
sure.
one. So that's wasting a phone line right
Yeah.
there. So tell Connor he can hang up on that guy.
Nicely.
Yeah. Where he's learning. Jim in Alabama. What's up? Alabama, Mo.
Hey, first off, the first gun that the guy used in the theater was a shotgun with 00 buck in it.
Mm-hmm.
That's just a hunting rifle, but
Is that true, Ant?
Yeah.
Why would he go with that gun first? Just to scare the shit out of people?
No,
Scattering?
that killed people.
No, I understand,
The
but-
shotgun, yeah. Yeah.
scatter shot.
I guess he just figured he'd go in there with a shotgun first. Yeah. Terrible.
But listening to this windbag, Bloomberg is the exact reason people stockpile. The government is now talking about trying to come up with expirable ammo, so that even if you do buy it, it just goes bad. So why not stockpile on the good stuff?
Wow.
You think we love our guns in America because we just don't trust our government in the end?
It's pretty much
Or
what
each
the
other.
initial
Or each
thing
other.
was. Yeah.
You think?
So I'm not worried about the government just coming in with guns at this point, but I am worried about other citizens.
All right there, Jim. Thank you.
You're welcome. I just do my job.
Yeah, right.
Any more of these, Ant? We could carry guns to school with a permit. Is Ant in favor of the stop and frisk policy?
Yes, I am.
I think we all
Why?
are. I think
Is
we
there
all
a
are.
problem with
I don't
that?
give a fuck about hurting anyone's feelings.
If a cop asked me, it's like, hey, sir, I want
Get
to
out of that schoolyard. I want to frisk you.
If he just wanted to frisk me I'd be like, oh, yeah, okay. And he'd be like, hey, whoa, what you got there? And I'd tell him right away.
No,
that would suck if he starts frisking him. He's like, oh, shit, what do you got there?
Just say,
you
come
should
on,
be
you grab it and
defiant.
find out.
Yeah, that's what I was. Yeah.
Yeah.
Just be defiant.
Let's see your big Second Amendment speech to the police officer. It's my right, pig.
As he's fucking
It's none of your
raping
business.
ass raping me with his gun.
As he's fucking billy clubbing you.
I think we did it for now. I mean, this issue's pretty strong. these
Yeah,
days.
it's going to be volleyed back and forth for a while, and then it'll just go away again.
I guess there was a fight at
Fight.
Dark Knight Rises in Pittsburgh, and everyone just panicked.
Yeah.
Everyone panicked, ran out of the place. They thought it was a
complete
shooting.
panic.
And then another place, somebody went out of the emergency exit at a theater.
That was on purpose.
People freaked out.
They're doing that on purpose. Yeah, of course.
Yeah.
They're
And
just doing
then
it for-
the cops evacuated everybody from
Really?
the theater, and they
All
got their
right.
money back.
And what about the one in Maine?
What happened there?
Is it true that some guy who was on his way, he had intentions of bringing something to a theater?
A Maine lobster showed up, and they were like, "What's he pinching everybody's tootsies or something?"
Chipper.
The good one, right?
Oh, fucking classic.
Double claws.
See?
Did they arrest that guy in Maine? Man brought gun to Dark Knight. Yeah.
Yeah.
Like,
Why?
What happened?
he wanted to bring a fucking gun into the theater.
Oh, in case?
Well, you know.
I don't know. Is it in case, or was he intending on just fucking using it? The details are a bit sketchy on this.
He had an arsenal of weapons and press clippings about the Colorado massacre found in his car.
Oh, boy.
He was stopped by the Maine State Police after speeding 112 miles per hour in his Ford Mustang. He
boy.
told police he was on his way to Derry, New Hampshire, where he planned to shoot a former employer.
Oh, okay.
Oh, that's good.
Let me see him.
Jesus.
Is he a legal owner? Is he a legal owner or not?
I don't know what the rules are.
It's
in
like a
Maine.
loaded gun.
Maine's a weird state.
Maine.
They do
Oh,
their
yeah.
own shit up there.
What did he, wow, 112. He was in a hurry to shoot somebody.
Somebody needed to get shot.
Oh, Jesus.
Why would you tell them you're going to shoot someone?
Yeah. I'm just going to shoot someone. Can I go? Can I go now?
Yeah, I answered your question. Okay, maybe we'll squeeze in some Penn State shit before Brad Thor, the New York Times selling author.
Yes.
Brad.
But now
just reach into the register, Brad.
Sirius XM. The Opie and Anthony Show.
We got ourselves a writer. He's coming in studio, this writer. Who writes? I don't even know how to write anymore.
It looks very difficult.
I've gotten
Have
a
you
lot of
picked up a
words.
pen and you're like, wow, this is weird?
Writing.
Got ourselves
very
a writer.
difficult. Hello, sir.
Brad Thor in studio.
How are you?
How are you, buddy?
Doing well. Good to see you again, Jim.
The book is called Blacklist.
Yep. Yeah, that's
on.
it. Blacklist.
Blacklist. Sounds very ominous. Ooh.
You know, the last one was full black, and I went to buy the URL for that. Oh, anything with black in it on the internet, you get full price. Yeah, that was a little bit rough. And I said to my wife,
a lot of dongers.
Yeah, I said, why is this so expensive? And my wife's like, I don't know. And then we're with our corporate attorney, who's she's like 5'2", and she's really hot, and she always wears like short skirts. It's not why she got hired. She's a thorough professional.
Very good.
And she goes, oh, because anything with black is a porn. And I'm like, you know what? I already got enough fantasies about my attorney. I don't need another one. Don't tell me you know that.
You buy the URL before you announce the book.
I do. I try to.
Okay.
I
That's
try to.
smart.
Blacklist we couldn't get because there's a million things with it.
So why don't you make a different name?
Well, you do like Blacklist the novel or something like that. But
right, yeah.
You know what? I've got people working with me now. They're like, why are you buying all this internet stuff? You want people to go to bradthor.com, period. And I've always had that. But they said, yeah, don't send people to different websites because they're going to get confused. Just send them
one
to yours.
website, yeah.
Yeah.
One central
works.
area for everything.
It's one clearinghouse.
One clearinghouse.
Did you have problems getting your name, or?
No, I was
You had
lucky.
that
I
right
jumped
away?
on that
Yeah.
early.
Yeah,
Jumped
that's
on
a
it
good
early.
one.
So I'm worried about my kids, though. You know, one day my kids won't be able to find something, but you know, we'll see. I'm keeping my kids off the internet. Nothing
No, you're
good.
not.
Good luck.
happens on
Good
the
luck
internet.
with that.
Yeah, good luck with that. How old are they?
They're 7 and 9, but you'd be surprised how well the taser works. I got a lot of
Keeps them right in line, huh?
Yeah, we did a PTA meeting when my daughter was, or parent-teacher conference. My daughter was in kindergarten, and we went in, and the teacher. I keep talking about stunning women. My wife is in the car and listening. It's going to be big trouble. I'll have one of those nice evictions. All my crap will be on the sidewalk when I get home.
Right, you got to split that Brad Thor money.
Yeah, that's half. Wasn't that the Eddie Murphy thing?
Yes.
Half. But real hot kindergarten teacher, but she wasn't like with it. She didn't have a real good sense of humor. And she said, well, you know, it's your first parent-teacher conference. Want to know how you guys discipline at home. We ask all the parents this.
Man.
And she's like, do you do timeouts? Do you spank? And I go, nah, I find getting the gun out and just waving it around gets the kids' attention pretty quickly.
Oh, shit.
She's like, okay, Department of Children and Family Services.
No shit, right?
I got him on speed dial.
But Brad, I'm giving my kid timeouts already. He's a little over 2. He just laughs.
Yeah.
And you bite your teeth. You want to. You want to go old school.
And you know what? There's nothing
you
wrong.
want to go old school
We've had
because he sits there and laughs like, "What is this? This is stupid." He knows it too. It's stupid.
Of course, they're basically giving you the finger with their eyes.
Yeah.
It's children are rough. You know what? There's nothing wrong with going old school. We've had the pussification of the American male in this country for way too long, brothers, and it needs to change.
Yeah.
Well,
that's what we've talked about.
what if you give the wrong answer to the "Do you hit your kids?" question?
You could be in a bit of trouble.
Is that a problem, or
Someone might knock on your door and ask some questions.
No, you just, we can talk about it here, but when you get asked that question at school,
Right.
it's just, it's disinformation. It's like a spy. Deny, and launch counter accusations. You hit your kids? What kind of question is that?
Counter accusations.
You launch the counter accusations right back at
Isn't
them.
that invasive to ask that, or is that just normal now?
It certainly
to protect?
seems invasive.
How about the crap when you're getting your prostate done and the doc wants to know, do you have a handgun in the house? You got that one at your doc?
What?
All the doctors now, when you go for your checkup, they're asking, do you own a firearm?
Why?
Because they want to give you the lecture that firearms are dangerous. My wife's a doc. And,
But what
and
do
my
the doctors have to do with
So
that?
Like a
again,
health
it's like,
issue?
it's like, well, you should know to keep it. People get killed with. I said to my wife, because she's a doctor, I said, you guys ask if people own a swimming pool? More kids drown in swimming pools and get killed with handguns. Give me a break.
Unless I'm shoving it up my ass and trying to hit my prostate
your
with
damn
it.
business.
Yeah.
Exactly.
Yeah, you could have my gun in my prostate when you pry it from my cold dead
From my
hands.
cold dead ass.
Yeah. Wow, that's fucking invasive.
That really is. Yeah.
Which part? The doctor thing?
No, that's hot. The question, I mean, why would you ask that? It's
Yeah.
just stupid.
Yeah.
You guys see, next time you go into the doctor, they're going to ask you.
And they try
guarantee
to
it.
lecture
That's a new
you
thing, I
on.
guess.
They want to talk to you about safety. My wife said it's just like a seatbelt. I'm like, that's none of the doctor's damn business either.
Yeah. That's not what mine asked me. She's like, well, do you tell women this before you sleep with them? I'm like, well, I let them figure it out.
They'll know in a couple of months.
They'll know in a couple of weeks. Exactly.
When the tests come back,
Yeah,
right?
exactly. They're itching their vag with a rake.
So where do you lie politically?
What do you think?
I kind of got a hint in the hallway before.
Fellas.
Yeah.
You know, this is great because all the publicity people are outside, and
Yep.
I can't let it hang loose when I'm doing kind of other media.
Right.
But listen, I'm a I'm a guy who is on the right. I believe I have a growing libertarian streak in my conservatism. I want the government to get the hell out of my life. Leave me alone.
Right.
I want to own my guns. I want to have the lowest taxes possible. The other thing I believe in is I'd rather give money to a soup kitchen in my neighborhood or give money to a church in my neighborhood to help people who are down on their luck, help them get on their feet. Because if Bob, the guy who couldn't make his mortgage and can't find a job, is in the local tavern at 10 a.m. on a Tuesday, I want to kick Bob's ass. The federal government's not going to do that.
Yeah.
They're not keeping tabs on Bob. They're just sending him the checks. And we're getting close to a tipping point in this country where we've almost got 50% of the people not paying any tax at all.
Amazing, right?
That's a problem.
Is it really almost 50?
It's almost 50. We're like at 48%.
Wow. And no one seems to see a problem with that. And then not only that, but then they'll rub it in your face and say you're not doing enough. When you're the one that's
your fair
paying
share,
the tax.
brother.
And these are people that aren't paying any taxes, just saying, hey, you got to pay more. You son of a bitch. I think I'm doing plenty here.
Jesus, you guys had me at good morning.
Well,
this is fantastic. I'm never leaving.
But you're making us all look bad dressed like that. I feel I'm sitting here going.
I did Don Imus's show. I did CBS this morning.
We're pals with Imus.
Imus is a great guy.
You got a really expensive suit on. I was telling Anthony, I didn't tell Jimmy because he was out of the room, that I got a smelly shirt on today.
Jesus.
That's why they got you sitting over there. Huh?
I'm smelling B.O. from last week. I thought this was a fresh shirt, and somehow it got in my shit. And I knew when I got in the car this morning, I hate having an old shirt on. I'm dying over here. And then I look at you. He's put together perfectly.
He's fucking TV ready. Brad is TV ready.
You could be a TV anchor.
Well, hey.
I
I think I'd go crazy. I think you'd see me go postal if I had to be in the mainstream media.
Yeah. How many books have you read? We're talking about writing. It's gotten harder for me to keep my attention focused on writing. Like I used to love writing, and I still enjoy it. But it's like I get distracted too easy. I can't focus on writing anymore. My fucking brain's all over the place. With the internet and stuff, I can't focus.
Well, I do think the internet's changing the way people read. I know even if I get an article that spills onto more than one page, if it goes over to 2 or 3, I'm like, oh, jeez, I got to scroll through this. Yeah. The book, for me, reading, though, is one of the few things that I can still enjoy. They came out with, somebody did an interesting study in the last 12 months, said that if you're reading on an e-reader device, you're retaining a lot less information than if you're reading on a paper book. There's something about the paper book isn't perfect, and you flip pages and the text moves because you're turning pages, and there's a little bit of stuff that's askew. But the e-reader's so perfect, if you don't jolt the eyes and kind of trigger the mind, the material doesn't stay. I had never heard that, and there was an interesting...
Odd. I bet you fucking Frank Borders put that out. Barnes and Noble both said good point. Both of them.
Barnes and Noble. How do you feel about all these dopes that are writing books these days? It seems like everyone throws a book out there now.
The guys that aren't traditional authors.
And you could tell, I mean, we've all read some of these things, and you go, hey, he didn't write this.
Well, that's...
He talked into a tape recorder for a little bit, and then someone else filled in the blanks for him.
Yeah,
Keith Richards, what?
Yeah, I
enjoy the book, but I could tell he didn't write this. He told a few stories, and then they put it in book form, and now, wow, he's an author. No, he's not.
Well, the nonfiction stuff, I'm a little bit more okay with, because I don't expect these guys to be authors. If it's one book and they're talking about their life, but there's people who are trying to get into the book writing business. I'll take you guys off the air. I'm not doing it on here, but I just got an email from a somewhat faded Hollywood star who wanted to write a book with me, and I'm like, really? Yeah, I want to write fiction books.
Come on, you got to give us a chance to figure it out.
Is it male or female?
Come on, give us a chance.
Male. Faded Hollywood star. Tom Cruise. Guy who's bad at guessing.
Has to be an action star, obviously.
Brad Pitt.
Ooh, Opie's getting close.
A fading action. It has to be an action.
Now I've already insulted the guy, and I'm going to get my ass kicked.
Fading is legit. I mean, it happens in the business. You have
it's either Jean-Claude Van Damme or
Steven Seagal.
Keep guessing. Keep guessing.
Oh, wait, he's throwing us off, though, man.
No. He said that's
the look he just gave you for Steven Seagal.
Not Jackie Chan. He's an action star, but he's not fading.
Mickey Rourke.
Chuck Norris.
Oh, Chuck Norris.
Norris could write probably great books. I like Chuck. He's a good voice on our side.
Go back to Steven Seagal.
Yeah,
it might be Steven
Seagal.
Him.
Could be Steven.
Fading action star. Not Schwarzenegger.
Dolph Lundgren, Mr. T.
I wouldn't say Stallone is not fading. I wouldn't say Stallone is fading.
No, Stallone isn't.
No, he's still
fading,
a big...
Right?
I don't know.
Big. Vin Diesel. Wesley Snipes.
Sally Field.
Wesley Snipes. Yeah, we're sending it back and forth in the joint. Yeah.
He's
writing it on toilet paper.
Boy, that poor motherfucker.
Is it harder to sell books now because it's like with the borders done and you still have certain bookstores?
I think they're selling more because you can get them digitally.
But I'm saying, is it harder to
to
sell the same amount of copies, or no, to get on the bestseller list? Or?
Well, we're seeing a lot of people with e-readers, and listen, all of us in this room saw what the music business went through with the transition out of if we started with vinyl, and then we went to 8-tracks and cassettes and CDs, and finally digital, and now you don't have to buy the whole album; you can just buy a single. So that's not going to happen with books. You can't buy just a chapter,
a couple of pages,
a couple of pages. But the landscape has changed, and there's some people that don't like it, and it's like, you know what? That's the deal. Technology's moving forward. You got to stay with it. So we still are able to sell people a lot of books. And one of the neat things about the ebooks is that you finish a Brad Thor book and you want the next one. The links are right there. You can just click.
Yeah. Right.
And we're selling, in some cases, you're selling the same book twice because people still want a hard copy at home, but they want the digital version when they're traveling because they don't want to lug books around.
Yeah.
So
it hasn't hurt your sales.
No, we're in a down market. My books are doing better and better every year, so that's terrific.
How many bestsellers have you written?
This is my 11th.
Jesus Christ!
Yeah.
Jesus. How many movies?
Oh God,
we're working on the movie now. We've got a deal with Warner Brothers, and so they've just finished writing the first screenplay,
starring a faded Hollywood star.
Right. Hell no.
Have you seen?
And not Matt fucking Damon either. There is no way that leftist bastard is ever going to be in one of my. The only connection I got. I love this in the first Bourne movie when he goes into the safety deposit box and he's got all the money. He pulls out his passport. It's my exact birthday on the passport. I thought that was really cool. But that guy is the Bourne character is the ultimate liberal superhero. He finds $1 million that doesn't belong to him, and so he redistributes it all over Europe. I'll give you $60,000 to drive me to Paris, and blah 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 blah. And he's not responsible for his actions. It's the government's fault. And he doesn't start any fights, but he'll finish it. But only if somebody picks on him, and it's all the government's fault.
I like this guy.
Who's your main character? Like I've never read a Bourne Identity book, but do you have one character through all your books?
I do. I've got my books you can read in any order. They're all meant to stand alone, but I've got a guy who's a Navy SEAL who gets recruited into the White House to help bolster their counterterrorism expertise. And he goes from there into the White House is pretty messed up, and he actually goes into the private sector eventually, transitions there, and he's a private guy.
And you've done some research for your books overseas.
Went to Afghanistan a few years ago. That was a blast.
How was that?
Yeah, some guys called me up, reached out to me through a friend of mine. They were on a team, and they said, how'd you like to come over and see what your character Scott Harvath really does? I'm like, Afghanistan? That's cool. Let me talk to the wife. The wife says, as long as all the insurance papers are signed, go have a good time.
Exactly.
She's
quite happy to
make sure you get some up-close pictures of those IEDs.
Yes. She gave you a yarmulke, but I'm not Jewish. Go ahead, wear it. It's fine.
Yeah, and I also got the T-shirt that said Islam is the bomb. In Arabic and English, Farsi, Urdu, Pashto. I had it in many languages. Yeah. So it was a blast. It was a lot of fun. And my wife was really cool. She said, listen, my job is not to say no. If you want to do this, go do it. And so I went over to Afghanistan, and I had a great time. One of the guys on the team is the medical guy. So if anybody gets hurt or sick. So a couple days into it, the guy asked me, he said, how you feeling? And I said, ooh. I said, I have a condition. Something's going on. And he's like, okay. So he ate something bad, and his stomach's not agreeing with him. He said, when did it start? I said, it started the minute I set foot on the tarmac in Kabul. He says, what the hell's wrong with you? I said, Doc, you know what a priapism is? He goes, you mean an erection that lasts for more than 4 hours? I said, yeah. I said, I've had a hard-on since I got here. I said, this is my dream. This is like guys want to pitch for the Yankees. I said, I'm in my element here, or the Mets, whatever. I said, I had the most fun on that trip. I didn't want to leave at the end of it.
Wow.
The people were fantastic.
That's what I hear from everybody.
You always hear that.
And we would only go into villages where we had been invited, where the village elders said, you can come in. It was the Pashtunwali, their code. And they would have fought to the last man and died to keep us safe because we were their guests.
Wow,
it was amazing.
How do you know they won't turn on you?
Well, that's why you bring the guns and the fragmentation grenades and all that kind of stuff with you, and the knives. Yeah, trust but verify.
I heard that Viagra, it's funny you said that, but I heard that Viagra, a lot of times the soldiers were giving that to those guys to get information because they want to fuck all their young wives, and now they could.
We had it in Pez dispensers. That's how much of it we had.
Really, yeah.
Oh, my God. Yeah, because all these guys, these crinkly old guys, marry soon-to-be crinkly, young ladies, they do not age well over there. That is a tough country. You know, the worst thing I ever saw was when they caught up with that girl from the National Geographic cover.
Oh, yes.
With the great eyes.
Yes.
They should have left that one alone.
Wow.
They
Right?
should have left that one alone. She was a pretty young lady, and then when they caught up to her, it's not easy living over there.
Yeah, it's like, oh, they found her. Oh, geez.
How old is she?
Put the burqa back on.
Yeah.
How old is she now?
I don't know. She looks like she's 80.
Yeah,
She's like
really
24.
Oh,
yeah.
Just a shitty hot place.
She looks bad. Yeah, that weather is not conducive.
We were driving on the road, and I got used to seeing the cornflower blue burqas, which is what you see in Afghanistan. You see some black and stuff like that, but the blue is really popular. And so you see the blue, and then we drove by this field, and there's all these women in burqas out there. There's like orange, there's red, there's purple. And I said to the team I was with, the guy leading the team, I'm like, I don't want to read too much Western stuff into this, but is that kind of these women expressing their individuality? They get to pick the color of the burqa. This guy's like, hell no. That's so the husband knows who's not working hard enough in the field. Hey, orange, you got to start picking that. You got to start picking those poppies faster.
That's brutal.
That's how he tags them and watches them.
Wow.
By whatever color is fucking
orange.
Purple breaks over.
Wow.
That donkey's not going to load himself. Let's go.
Oh, they sure know how to live over there.
I guess to go over there to see, I would like to go over and see troops. I performed in Iraq at the end of 2003. And I just got scared to go back. I've said it before, but after they started beheading people, just, the penalty for your helicopter or your C-130 or whatever going down is just, it was too frightening.
How would you feel, Jim, if you were in there and you just heard, and you're like, oh,
and then
shit.
you get closer to the ground and you start hearing,
oh, man,
frightened.
They're going to chop my head off.
Yeah,
not Brad Thor, though.
No, it's not going to happen to me. I'm taking as many of them with me as I can.
That's it. You're a gun advocate.
I love my guns.
Yeah, huh?
You betcha.
Isn't that great?
What do you have?
I have a lot of stuff outside the borders of the city of Chicago because Rahm Emanuel and the Democrats in Illinois have carried on a terrible tradition. Anything that looks scary is an assault rifle.
Yes.
So
aesthetics.
What I've got, we've got a house outside the state. My dad's got a little cottage, and so it looks like my dad had an old piece of crap garage that was falling down. And you remember Mr. and Mrs. Smith, Brad Pitt, Angelina Jolie, when he goes into the garage and underneath he's got that whole thing. So I set up my kind of stainless steel man cage with the racks and stuff. Mark LaRue makes the best battle rifle, the best ARs on the planet, and he's down in Leander, Texas. Mark's a good friend, so I've got a bunch of Mark stuff. Big Glock guy. I like Glock.
Yeah.
Taurus made something for the SOCOM contract that's called a 24/7 OSS, and I've got that in a 45 caliber. Love that. I got a Les Bear custom 1911. I got a whole variety of stuff. I mean, there's the the Mossbergs and the Benelli shotguns and all that kind of thing.
I just picked up a Benelli. That semi-auto is so nice. It's so much fun to shoot.
It's great. Listen, it's great stuff. I love it. And, people are like, why do you have to have those? And I'm like, for the same reason I don't want a crappy 1988 Mac computer. Guns have just gotten better and better and better. Up yours.
That's so true. You don't need it.
You don't need it.
I don't need a nice car either. I could drive a Dodge Aries K car. But
exactly.
I
want the latest and greatest.
Yeah. Get something fun.
And I love people, it's sporting. And it's like, you know what? Defending my family's not a sport. Up yours. Protecting myself and my family and my country from tyranny's not a sport. Up yours.
That's what I say. Because people think the Second Amendment is the right to hunt. Yeah. They're like, what do you need that gun to hunt? It's like, no, I'm not hunting. I'm fucking protecting my family, and I'm having fun. I enjoy going to the range and shooting at targets. It's a lot of fun.
Why do you need a high-capacity magazine? Because reloading's a bitch. I don't like doing that.
It really is a pain in the ass.
Bitch. My thumb gets all sore and everything.
It affects your aim when you're knocking friggin' rounds in all the time.
Absolutely.
Yes.
And by the way, the founders set up the Second Amendment so we could defend ourselves. And so, I got to tell you the best thing, and they're going to freak out on the other side of the glass when I say this right now. I did Piers Morgan last night.
Yeah.
And they told me, okay, Bloomberg's going to be on. And I'm like,
we were listening
We
to
just played the audio.
We're going to town. We're going to do it. It's going down in the green room at CNN. And he went in early and did his piece. He wasn't there when I was there because I was going to get on his ass. I was going to count how many bodyguards he had with him and say, can I see your water pistols, gentlemen?
Yes.
Oh, so your life is worth protecting with a gun, but not mine and my family.
That's exactly the point we made.
He has to adhere to the same protection that he thinks everybody should have, which is just the police who are there to mop up, really, when something happens. Why shouldn't we be allowed to protect ourselves in the best way we see fit? Which is with the great equalizer.
Absolutely. Hey, listen, it's the only thing that'll, take an 80-pound woman and make her equivalent of a 200-pound rapist?
Exactly.
Good for you.
Yeah.
Good for you. Yeah, climb back in your air-conditioned car.
Yeah.
Crush some Slurpee cups on the way back to the office and just shove it. Keep out of my business.
This dumb sugary drink thing he's trying to get in.
How did Piers treat you?
I have to tell you, Pierce enjoys my books. He's been a fan of my books for a long time. He is always very good. And there are certain things, you got family members who maybe don't see eye to eye with you politically. There are certain things that Pierce and I don't talk about. And that was one of the things he got his debate on with a lot of the guests last night. And then I came on because we wanted to talk about how do we try to ferret out these mass shooters? Is it possible and all this kind of stuff? So would I have gone on and punched it up with my buddy Piers Morgan respectfully and said, no, you're wrong, and it's A, you're British, so you can't get it, and B, I think he gets it a little bit, but he doesn't get it. He didn't grow up here. He's not American.
Yes.
And you can be a guy who does your business here, but you don't have that. I think, in all fairness, and I got a lot of people on Twitter that were pissed that I was going on his show, and I'm like, that's not fair. I have good discussions with Piers. He likes my books, and to say that you're not going to deal with anybody who disagrees with you politically,
right. No, that's
wrong.
crazy.
It's like opening a delicatessen and hanging a sign that says no blacks, no Jews. I mean, that'd be
Anthony's Delicatessen, yes.
One of these already exists.
It's a new business for you.
Oh God, Jimmy.
But yeah, that's true. They say you should. Like a lot of guys won't go on Fox because they're conservative. It's like, so what? Why won't you go on and just debate the guys you don't like? Or who cares?
Well, and why not be a voice? Like I went on there, so my role was not to go on and debate. They can find people who debated, and he didn't want me to debate. We were on to talk about Aurora. But here's what's interesting: he was doing a lot of debating. He was getting into it. So my segment at the end of the show got shorter and shorter and shorter and shorter. So it was they had me on. We did about 5 minutes. Normally, Pierce and I do a couple segments together. We did 5, and believe me, as an author, it's great. I'm getting out to his audience.
Yeah.
But they said we've got a special guest coming in tomorrow night, and what we'd like to do is have you, Brad, record a question to ask him. I'm like, who's the guest? They said, well, we have Michael Moore on for an hour.
Oh, yeah.
I'm like, are you kidding me? I can ask him anything, right? They're like, yeah, you can ask him anything. Now, I figure, all right, I'm going to be constructive. I want to be asked back to Piers Morgan. So what I said, and it'll air tonight on his show. I asked Michael Moore. I said, hey, did you hear about this 71-year-old concealed weapons permit holder in Florida, where 2 thugs walked into the internet cafe, one with a gun, one with a bat, and he pulled out his gun and he went to town on these 2 guys. Shit. Guess what? That would have been the Aurora, Colorado story potentially we were talking about had he not been there. How do we know those thugs weren't going to kill everybody in there? And so here's my question, Mr. Moore. What if Mr. William Samuels from Miami, Florida, had been at the midnight premiere of The Dark Knight in Aurora, Colorado? Wouldn't it have turned out differently?
The answer is he's old. He would have fallen asleep.
You can't stay up to midnight.
I've had debates with people, especially limited to 140 characters on Twitter about that. And a lot of people say, oh, so you want everyone in the theater to start shooting? It's like, no, everyone in the theater isn't going to have a gun. You have a couple of people that would be, responsible gun owners that are skilled in using their gun and
they're going to be
responsible.
afraid to shoot. None of us want to hit an innocent person.
No.
I'm a concealed weapons permit holder.
Yeah.
The problem with the Colorado thing and the problem with this argument, and Pierce was raising it with some of his guests, oh, you're going to have people shooting in all directions. Here's the big problem, is that theater had said no guns inside.
Yeah.
Technically, we're a gun-free business. You're a private business. I'm a capitalist. I believe you can set the rules for your private property. That's fine. But here's the deal. If you're asking me to come in with my family and to leave my weapons, because it's never just one. Because as the SEALs say, 2 is 1, 1 is none. So you always got to have a backup. You got to have that drop piece, you know. You got to have that cold piece. Whoa, what mine?
Hey, what did he have?
He's got a gun. But here's the problem with that gun-free zone thing: is that you're asking me to come into your movie theater, and these guys, I do not like this movie theater chain. I'm really upset about this. You're asking people, law-abiding people, to respect your rule about your private property. No guns. Okay, I'm going to come in. The duty, and everybody in that theater ought to sue the asses off of that theater chain to say, you know what? If I can't bring my gun in, if you're telling me no guns, it's your responsibility to protect me. You need to assure that if I'm not bringing my gun in, some crazy psycho's not bringing his in either. So they were falling down on the job. You cannot say no guns and then say we're not going to make sure the guns don't get in.
Yes.
It's like, I don't want to go through the whole TSA grope and grin to get to see, you know, take my kids to the new Fantasia release. But, you know, I don't want that TSA thing. But at the end of the day, this is ridiculous. All of these leftists who think we're going to put the gun laws in and blah, 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 blah. What's a criminal? By definition, a criminal doesn't obey the law.
They don't obey the law.
Just us
it's not going to do anything. Keep legislating against legal gun owners and making it more difficult for them. Just it makes it easier for them to prey on people because they know they're not armed. That theater was devoid of people that could defend themselves against that guy and his weapon.
And there's people that I bet you were in that theater that didn't bring the gun in, that were concealed carry
permit holders. Oh my God, imagine that
And
feeling.
how many first responders were represented in that theater? Let's see. You had EMS because there was a defibrillator in the lobby and a first aid kit in the manager's office. You had fire because there were fire extinguishers, sprinklers, and exit signs. The only first responder that wasn't represented there was the police. You know, people have a right to defend themselves, and the leftists that say, well, you have the right in your house. Well, guess what? I spend most of my time out of my house, and I still have a right to defend myself.
Right.
Listen, criminals, what is the old line? When guns are outlawed, only outlaws will have guns. I mean, it's very, very true. And so this thing about we should make guns harder to get. I have been telling every person that is anti-gun since this thing started that this animal, James Holmes, did not intend to shoot anybody. That wasn't his intent. And they're like, what are you talking about? I'm like, thanks for walking into the trap. His intent wasn't to shoot anybody. His intent was to kill people. And even the Democrat governor of Colorado said it's not a gun issue. The guy would have built bombs to kill people. When people want to kill people, they've been doing it since man's been around. Cain and Abel, they'll do it with sticks, with knives. Look at the Brits. Some chucklehead in Great Britain, because they got so many stabbings over there, decided I'm going to market a butcher knife with a rounded tip and see if I can get the government to mandate that.
Oh, man.
It's insanity.
Because people get stabbed in record numbers over there.
Yeah, because they don't have any guns.
They just showed, I guess they put out some information on Jackass's apartment and grenades. He apparently had grenades in there.
Didn't he make his own grenades? I think they were homemade.
All I saw was grenades. So I'm not sure.
Yeah,
I
from the
haven't heard
media
the
that has no idea even what semi-automatic means. People are like,
it's
and
a
you blow
machine
through
gun.
your machine gun.
Why did he do that? Why did he? Obviously, if he was killed, he wanted everybody killed going into his apartment. But why does he tell them, I have a bomb, unless he wants his stuff saved in red? Why does he tell people there's bombs in his apartment? I don't get it.
That is a weird thing.
Why not just enjoy the carnage if you're the Joker? Like, I don't get that.
Joker.
Do we know for sure that he actually admitted the bombs were in there? Because
I'm
normally
not sure
the
about
cops,
that.
the cops know to
I think
watch
they were
for
just
this
being
kind
very
of stuff.
careful.
It's one of the reasons that they were going through the
window and
all
taking a
that kind
peek
of
to
stuff.
see what they were up against.
He's not the first guy to have booby-trapped an apartment. This is really, the drug teams have to deal with this all the time because the meth houses are booby-trapped and all that kind of stuff. So they don't necessarily get the battering ram out and go through the door right away. So I don't know if they did the fiber, did the snake under the door or whatever, but the police have learned unfortunately, some bad lessons with guys that leave a little booby trap behind.
We haven't even talked about the new book there, Brad. We want to sell a few books for you.
I'm so passionate about my country and all this kind of stuff. But thank you. Sure, let's talk about the book.
It's called Blacklist.
Yes, it is.
Can you tell us about it?
Well, Blacklist came to me from two different areas. I have been fascinated fascinated with the explosion of surveillance technology in the U.S. Now, like I said, I am a straight arrow. I'm one of the biggest law and order guys you're ever going to meet. But I think the government's growing too big. And this total surveillance thing, this total information awareness thing has been bugging me for a while. And I came across a quote. Senator Frank Church was on Meet the Press in August of 1975. And he said if the giant listening ears of the NSA are ever turned inward on the United States, he said, that's it. We will have crossed a surveillance Rubicon. And if our government ever tilts towards tyranny, it will be impossible for the American citizens to launch a second revolution. Such is the capacity of the government to hear and know everything. That was frickin' 75.
Wow. Yeah.
Now fast forward to 2012, the technology has exploded. And I said, okay, this is great fodder for a book. I think the surveillance system, the way that every single thing, 24/7, we're all being tracked. If you are plugged into anything, you're being tracked. Your cell phone. We saw with OnStar several months ago, where even if you had stopped subscribing to the OnStar service, they were still tracking where you were and selling the data.
Amazing, right?
It was a big deal. And now Obama has asked the FAA to clear the skies for drones. And now the FAA has said, based on what they're seeing out of the White House and everything, we're going to have upwards of 30,000 drones above the lower 48 in the next 8 years.
Just
Seriously?
looking around, huh?
Yeah. And the argument I love from friends of mine is, well, if I'm not doing anything wrong, they can read my emails. And by the way, the NSA's giant listening ears, 9/11 was the event that made them turn inward. And all of us became suspects. So now every email, every text, every phone call, it's all being stored, it's being sifted, it's being analyzed. The NSA's got so much data, they outgrew their facility at Fort Meade, Maryland. They just spent $2 billion to build a new one in Utah. And I said, this is just a target-rich environment as far as a thriller goes.
Sure.
And you never hear about the NSA. They're the one, we know
No
FBI,
such agency.
CIA, you never...
No such agency.
We never hear anything about the NSA.
Look at this, two guys with black suits. Mr. Norton, would you come outside a moment, please?
That's probably how it works, because you just never hear about them.
And what recourse do you have, really? I'm going to get my lawyer.
Who's your supervisor? I don't know.
I'm not even here right now.
I want to talk to your boss. What?
The only thing is, and they have so much better technology than the public, but the public has access to a decent amount of technology. It's obviously not what they have.
NSA gets every single thing first. The minute something comes out, they grab it, they take it apart, they reverse engineer it. It is very, very scary, the tech. And I thought, okay, my goal is I'm trying to do faction with my books, where I want people, the coolest email I get is from readers who say, I actually have to read your book with my laptop open because I can't tell where the facts end and the fiction begins. And people, listen, I'm an entertainer. I want you to have a white knuckle, edge of your seat thrill ride. But when you close the book, if you close it saying, God, I learned a lot of stuff in this book, and now I want to know some more about these things he's talking about, then I think I've done my job as an American.
Does the bad guy die in the end?
It's actually Colonel Mustard with a candlestick holder in the library. I hate
Spoiler.
to. Yeah.
Does he get his in the end?
We're not on the air right now, are we? That's okay, right?
Don't make me go to the last page.
You can start with any one of these books. You don't have to read them in order.
No, you can start with any one of them.
I think I just became a fan.
Well, thank you.
I didn't know much about you, Brad.
Well, it's okay. I feel like I know you guys because I listen to you in my car, so this is fun for me.
Do you do anything else besides write? It seems like you'd be great at doing a talk show, podcast, some other little thing, another outlet.
Don't do any of that. I put my attention into the books.
Very interesting to listen to.
So if you get 11, is it bestsellers?
And this is my 12th, so I hope that we're going to get.
I guess you have to put a few things aside.
Did you read
take a lot of time? How long does it take you to write this book?
I do one a year. So
1 a year.
Yeah, so it's a year.
How much downtime between books before you get back into it?
I'm on book tour now, and I'll take a couple weeks at the end of August when I'm off tour, be with my family, go shoot some guns.
There you go.
We're working on.
You ever been hobbled by a fan?
Yeah, I'm your biggest fan. I have security. I've got.
It sounds crazy, but I mean, as a creative person, like I kind of understand the process. But for me, it's like it's hard to go, okay, I want to write it. I get bored with the subject so quickly. Like when you think of a story, do you see the middle and end of it, or do you just go, you know what, NSA, fuck, and then just start.
That's pretty much it. It grows. It's very organic, and I see it like kind of as a movie, unfolding. By the way, have you told these guys that you and I had met?
Yes.
I did Pierce Morgan last year for the first time. I did the Red Eye coming home.
Okay.
It was on the Red Eye coming. Actually, I had to come here to do some TV stuff. It was book tour last year, and Jim was sitting across from me on the airplane, and I'd watched him with Colin Quinn for years. My wife and I were like, "Oh, Jim Norton's not on. We're not watching tonight." That was always our thing.
Everyone else had just the opposite reaction.
No, I met Jeffrey Ross about a year ago, and he did a Greg Giraldo joke, and I didn't know. It was like right after Greg Giraldo had passed, and I had no idea he'd passed, and everybody's like, "Ooh," and he's like, "Too soon? Too soon?"
Yeah, like Greg would have loved that.
Yeah,
of course he would have.
Yep.
So,
hey, so the screenplay that they wrote for a movie based on your book, did you get to read the screenplay?
I did, and
Were you happy with it? Did they change it?
You know what? I got a great screenwriter. This guy had been in the Air Force. His brother-in-law was a Marine in Iraq. His dad had been in Vietnam, was a sheriff up in the Pacific Northwest. Really good guy. He shoots, he gets it, and that's rare to get in Hollywood. He did a great job.
And screenplay writing is obviously very different. But you come across these authors and they go, "Oh my God, they took my book. I don't even recognize the movie."
Hey, once you sign the rights away, they can turn it into Hitler on Ice.
Right.
I mean, there's nothing you can do about it. You just have to,
ticket.
as long as the check clears.
So you hope you pick the right person.
Well, you hope, and that's why we were so serious about not giving the rights to just anybody who came along, because you want to go. If you have a great movie made, it'll help sell books, because Hollywood doesn't. You would think for the amount of money they put into making the movie that the author gets like this huge payday, and it's not that way.
Well, the most famous one is Stephen King, right?
He seems to hate when other people.
Clancy has not been happy with the adaptations.
Clancy too, huh?
Yeah, Clancy has not been happy.
Who's the other big one I mentioned? I've never read his books. Patterson. Is he have one character? Is he a one character guy too, or does he have a bunch of different ones?
Well, the books that he writes himself are the Alex Cross books, and who is that? Morgan Freeman plays Alex Cross in those movies. But then Patterson has got all of his co-authors, which a lot of people are like, "Well, how do you feel about the fact that Patterson has got Patterson never leaves the New York Times list because he puts a book out like every 2 months with his co-writers?" And people are like, "Doesn't that piss you off that you constantly have to compete with Patterson?" And I said, you know what? The business of America is business. I love James Patterson. I think it's so freaking cool that he built a brand. At the end of the day, it doesn't matter what I think about Patterson. It matters what his customers think, and they love his books.
Yeah.
And
are they good? Do you like them?
I like a lot of Patterson's books. I don't read a ton of them because I'm reading other people in my genre. So I'm trying to read people who are doing a lot of the counterterrorism stuff and that kind of a thing. So, but I read several Patterson books a year.
Aren't you afraid? Like, I'm always afraid. One of the reasons I don't read is creatively I'm afraid of being influenced by other people. Like, I don't want other people's comedy or whatever sneaking into my. So I only read things that are completely the opposite of what
Well, that's
I do.
unusual because I think a lot of great artists are influenced by people that came before them, right?
Sure, but I just don't want to be.
You just don't want to go down that road.
No, I don't want to.
That's very rare, I think.
I don't want to take anything from anybody else. I'm very afraid of that. You know,
you don't want risk. You have to be careful. Listen, first, you can't be a great writer without being a great reader. That's really important. You have to read. Probably one of the worst. I missed the cough button, didn't I? Yeah,
that's all right. We do it all the time.
One of the worst pieces of advice that young writers get is write what you know. And if that was true, we would never have gotten Clancy. Clancy was selling insurance at the time. J.K. Rowling couldn't jet off to Hogwarts. I tell people, write what you love to read because that's where your passion is, and you've got a mini PhD there because you've been reading in that genre. You know what works, what doesn't work, why your favorite author clunked on a particular book, why you like chapters a certain length. But I try to read tons of people in my genre because I was a reader well before I was a writer. It was my love of reading that made me want to be an author.
But the Harry Potter books, they're a bit overrated.
My kids love them. My kids love them. I'm gonna get,
they're a bit
Mom is
overrated.
driving to summer camp right now, and well, she probably, if the kids are in the car, the show's not on.
Yeah. I wouldn't doubt
Daddy, I'm gonna have to put some money in that little mayonnaise jar for all the bad language if the kids are listening when I get home.
Do you like Stephen King? I love him, and I think he's gotten a bad rap. I think he's a much better writer than a lot of writing critics give him credit for. Like,
politically, I don't like him, but as an author, and you know what? And I'll get it. I'm taking it away, but you know what? I love the richer these guys get, the more raise my taxes and blah blah blah. When you've got more money than you can spend in a lifetime and your family's set, then they want to lock the door and burn the house down for the rest of us.
Say all that
Up
shit.
yours, you're never going to get there. I got mine. Whether it's Warren Buffett or George Soros, and there's even some guys on our side that I don't want to piss anybody off, but I hear them saying, "Well, I'd be willing to pay more taxes." You know what? Get get the government under control, and then let them spend less. You know, you made a fortune.
Get them under control.
Get them under control, and I'm still not going to pay more taxes.
Yeah.
I don't want to pay more taxes. I want my right to get to the level that Buffett's at.
Yeah.
You know, and for you to say, I'm happy to pay more taxes, it's always the guys that could burn money 24/7 and still be rolling in the billions.
Truer words have never been said.
Yes,
Get them under control first.
Yep. It's like secure the border. It's not rocket science.
Spending is out of control, and they have this unlimited. Why should they fix it when they have an unlimited supply of money pouring in? Why would they want to fix it? Just raise the tax. Yeah, and you know what? They could raise the taxes, and more money pours in. Hey, this is great. What could they do? And what's our recourse? Go to jail?
Well, yeah, exactly. Don't you like that? Yeah, you can't increase your own credit limit past a certain point. You can't print money.
Right.
Some people have tried. The Secret Service shows up when you do that.
A little upset.
You know what? I had something very frightening happen to me. I was in D.C. speaking in front of a group, people that make the biometric stuff, software, and the facial recognition technology, a lot of the stuff that gets clamped onto the drones. It was a really fun talk that I got to go talk about Blacklist, the new book, and say, and they let me let it all hang out. I'm like, hey guys, I think that the animal rights activists that used to go in and break into the laboratories to free the animals and burn the buildings down, that's nothing compared to the backlash you're going to see. People are physically going to come after your corporate board, your CEOs. People are going to be so pissed about this surveillance technology. It's the next big pissed off thing. The right's going to agree with the left on it. We're all going to be like, no way, this isn't cool. But then there was a cocktail reception with members of Congress up on the Hill. And I shook a couple hands, they go take a vote, and I stood there having a glass of wine with a guy, and I won't say which congressman he's the chief of staff for, but I said, let's talk about the debt and what's going to be done, and are the wheels going to come off the bus? Because he had a book that I had recognized that's an interesting book, because I'm fascinated by, are we going to default on the debt? What's the country look like? Blah, 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 blah. This guy took me into his confidence, and he points towards where they're taking the vote and all the Congress people are in there. He says, not a single one of those assholes knows what to do. This is a chief of staff. He said they're only concerned about the next election.
Right.
He said these dumb, he called them assholes. He said these dumbasses do not have a plan. They're all about the next election. Every single one of them only cares about the next election. They will kick the can down the road. I called my wife when I got out of there. I said, I'm on the way back to the hotel. I don't know whether to go down to the bar and get hammered or go up to the room and throw up. I said, I think I'll do the bar first and then go upstairs. I was physically sick to my stomach. This is a chief of staff for a congressman telling me they have no plan. They realize that there isn't enough austerity to get things back under control. And he looked at me and he said, we're basically all effed.
Yeah.
I'm like, wow, yeah, thanks for the happy talk.
Yeah.
But the guy was telling me the truth. I got to appreciate him shooting me straight.
You probably should avoid Washington.
Yeah.
I would avoid it.
He probably actually was, and the next thing he did was go over to James Patterson and go, you should see what I just told Pat Thor.
Thor's going to move to a remote cabin. You'll never hear from him again.
He's never going to write another book.
Yeah, so I got him out of your way, Jim.
We're going to Chicago, actually, August 10th to do a broadcast. I'm going to plug it because you're from Chicago. It's
Thank you.
115 Bourbon Street. We're going to be there probably from 3 o'clock on in the afternoon. And the oddest thing you own, you bring your stuff. There's a cash prize. Ship off the old block, which is your dumb chip impressions, and your worst breath contest judged by our own Eric. Hopefully he will vomit. And we're going to do something about the pig race.
He's matured.
What? Yeah, we really are disgusting. But I don't know what to do in Chicago. Like, it's one of my favorite cities, but it's like, what else do we do besides?
I've never been, so I just got to check it out in general.
Yeah, I've never been there either.
And you're coming at a great time of year. There is, you guys are New Yorkers, so I know you know pizza, but I will give you a recommendation for the best thin crust pizza in the entire city. It is a new joint. It's called Mama Milano's, and it's on Wells Street in Old Town. Mama Milano's.
Mama Milano's.
By the way, the owner, one of us, good American.
Oh.
I love this guy's restaurant, and his pizza's just off the hook. He's got pizzas I've never even seen before. Recipes, fantastic. So I really, really like it.
Why don't you have the big Chicago accent?
You know, it's a good question. I don't know. You know, I can be like, the Bears. You know, this is good. You know, I tell the cops, like, I'm going to park my car here. There's nothing you can fucking do about it unless you bring Dick out here, okay? Because the only person I'm moving this car for is Dicka. Dicka. And my kids like to do that now without the F word. My kids like to be, Dad, the teacher gave us some homework, and if I don't do it, who am I in more trouble with? Would you fight the teacher, or could we bring Dicka in? And my kids can mimic the accent too. I don't know. I live downtown. My dad was a Marine. no longer active, and my mom worked for TWA. She used to live in New York and fly New York, Paris, New York, back in the 60s, the glamour days.
Oh, man.
And they were big travelers, so my parents didn't really have the accent, so I guess that's why I don't have it.
Oh, yeah, okay. Yeah, they were kind of nice,
right?
sitting around Chicago.
Does our prep sheet, let me see, I want to make sure, we always make sure our prep sheets are, let's see here.
Did Jimmy find something? Did you find a problem?
So, Brad, when did you work for TWA?
Oh, no.
I didn't work for TWA.
Oh, well, according to our prep sheet, Brad is a former TWA flight attendant.
How long have those guys been out of business? Yeah, I was a prodigy, like Stewie on Family Guy. I used to roll the liquor cart up and down in my Pampers.
I knew that wouldn't... wasn't accurate, but what dummy made up this list and got that?
You know, that'll get a guy's man card revoked.
Yeah,
I mean,
really
if you guys
will,
had teased the segment that way,
yes,
I mean,
wow.
I'm going to read
good.
Blacklist. I'll tell you right now. I'm going to read
you.
this damn thing. I want to get back into reading. I'm going to start with your book.
And,
I used
you
to
know
read
what?
a lot. I don't know what happened.
I hear that from people a lot. I hear people say, you know what, I never read after school. I didn't like it, but I picked up one of your books. I couldn't put it down. Or my wife gave it to me, or my husband gave it to me, and I started. And for an author to hear from readers, you know what, I love reading again because your book, the chapters were short, they were fun. That's the hugest compliment you can be paid. So I hope you enjoy Blacklist.
I'm going to read Blacklist by Brad Thor.
Here's the guilty party right here.
Sam,
what happened, Sam?
Sam doesn't like being wrong.
Why did you say that he was a former TWA flight attendant?
His biography on Amazon is misleading.
Oh, well.
Because if you start on sentence 1 and skip down to sentence 8 in the middle, and
perhaps.
Let's see how misleading it is.
Let's see, Sam. Let's see
of
if
a U.S.
Sam...
Marine and a TWA flight attendant.
See, yeah. It says as the son of a United States Marine and a former TWA flight attendant.
The son of.
And.
Right, so I wrote on the prep sheet, he's the son of a United States Marine and he is a former.
Yeah, why would you write that?
Why would you write he is a instead of the son of a?
Because if you read the sentence a certain way, it could be describing him as both the son.
You're describing both parents. I understand why.
I understand what he's saying.
Dummy is saying that.
But you understand where I read it incorrectly.
Yeah.
Read it again.
I understand the humiliating error.
As the son of a United States Marine and a former TWA flight attendant.
Yeah, that means as the son of these
now,
two.
In hindsight, it's very clear, isn't it? Now we know.
Oh, Sam.
Oh, Sam.
I think maybe we ought to have Connor take over the duties of making the prep sheet.
As dearly as I hold on to the responsibility of writing guest bios,
he would
I will.
so give that up.
Oh, in a second.
Well, why don't we thank Brad Thor for coming by?
Yes,
I think we
absolutely.
I think we found a new friend.
Yeah,
we got to do more.
absolutely,
You
guys.
got to come on the show more. Man.
I would love to. If you guys will have me back on, I'd love to be on. I'm sorry I was reserved and unopinionated today, but I'm a bit of a wallflower. And
yeah, I feel the same way.
What is it on Twitter? Brad Thor?
Brad Thor.
And Blacklist is in stores now. Are you doing any signings or anything? Where can people find signings?
You can go to bradthor.com. I got my whole national tour schedule up there, so I'm going to be heading off to the Villages tomorrow. I'm doing a signing at the Villages. That's a great group of people down there, so I'm excited. They're
Where's that?
big readers down in Florida, the retirement community.
Oh, all right.
And then I'm doing some more
Del
signings.
Boca Vista.
Yeah, Del Boca Vista. Watch out for the bar and the sofa bed. It's going to be a little uncomfortable, but yeah. So I'm going across the country doing signings in many cities, and it's a lot of fun.
That's great.
All right.
All right, buddy. Thank you very much.
Thanks so much
take a
for
break.
coming in.
Thank you.
Brad Thor.
Sirius XM, the Opie and Anthony Show.
You're laughing at that, Roland? What?
Orlando.
Stupid Roland. I just Instagram/tweeted/ all that shit. Opie Radio on Instagram and Twitter. I wrote author of Blacklist, Brad Thor, a great guest. And then I write, ignore Roland trying to hide behind an imaginary door. What are you trying to duck behind?
That's a good one.
He's doing the I'm trying to hide, but there's nothing to hide behind.
Roland.
What, you're hoping you were going to disappear?
Yeah. I thought if I stood behind the wall, you wouldn't.
You've lost a lot of weight, but not
that
quite
much.
that much. Yeah. Not
that
quite
much.
that much there, Roland.
My bad.
Oh boy, I must say, I saw
What happened?
a movie last night. And it's a movie we have ripped apart.
And you like it now. That's my guess.
And I thought it was funny.
All right,
I thought it was funny.
All right, let me think.
No, it wasn't Birth of a Nation. Birth of a Nation.
Let me think. A comedy, obviously.
Yeah, it's a comedy.
How old? Ish.
It's considered. It would be considered pretty new.
Hangover.
No. No.
Hangover 2.
No. It's. You know what it is? It's not. By no means is it an intellectual movie or anything. Very silly.
Oh, all right. Well,
but
it was the dude that does the characters.
What? The dude that does the characters.
The Borat guy.
No, not that one.
Fuck. Joe Dirt, the musical?
No.
You said it's like.
It was fucking. I found myself. I was literally laughing where I'm alone, sitting on my couch, watching this movie, and fucking literally laughing out loud.
Jack and Jill.
The Woodsman.
No, it wasn't Jack and Jill.
Is it a comedy?
The Woodsman.
Jack and you liked Jack and Jill?
No, it was not Jack and Jill.
It's a
It wasn't an
comedy.
Adam Sandler movie, right?
No.
All right, thank God.
No.
Bill Tetley Follies.
I loved Bill Tetley Follies too.
It's a comedy.
Did
How
the
old
movie
is it?
do well? It's a newer comedy.
I don't think it did well.
A
Didn't
newer
do well.
comedy.
It was. I fucking was laughing many times. Many times.
Was that Bucky?
Paul Blart Mall Cop?
No, it's newer than those.
Grown-ups.
Nope. Adam Sandler not in it. Not part of
okay.
it.
How about
Was it the Eddie
Medea?
Murphy movie where he can't talk?
No, it wasn't the Eddie
Was
Murphy.
it a Medea movie?
No, it was not a Medea
No
movie.
strings attached?
What?
Three Stooges.
No strings
What?
attached.
No!
What? I knew.
I'll be fair.
I
Hold on.
swear to you.
Hold on, I'll be fair. I've heard it's a good movie.
Yeah, we could
it's
have.
not-
I've heard it's a good movie.
It's so
But out of
mindless.
principle, we didn't want any of those guys on because they're fucking ripping off the Three Stooges.
I'll tell you what they did here, and I bashed this thing to even people that said, "Dude, you should check it out because it's kind of funny." My brother told me,
Roland gave you the Blu-ray.
and I threw it in the garbage.
Correct.
I know.
Yeah, can I have my copy
My
back
brother-
too? I threw it out the window.
My brother saw it and said,
Shit.
he goes, "No, dude, I swear you'll laugh." And I'm like, "Get out of here! This fucking has to suck." They really captured the same type of slapsticky thing that they did in the Three Stooges the shorts back in the 30s and 40s and whatnot. But it was really fucking funny. They all three of them did a really good job, and
I'm gonna watch
it was funny. I never wanted to say that.
I'm gonna watch it tonight.
I never wanted to have to say that a movie that I've torn apart and said this sucked was actually kind of funny.
But the only reason we said all that was we were kind of pissed off. We get pissed off when they redo comedies, or redo characters even.
Oh my God! R.I.P.
Oh, you're getting
Anthony
killed,
past. You, what happened to Anthony? This isn't you. Oh no!
You gonna watch that Honeymooners remake?
I
now?
was just gonna say, God, I was literally just gonna say that.
No,
you're fired for stealing my idea.
You're fired.
You're fired.
You're fired.
Yeah.
No,
you're fired. Right.
Some of that shit, like they slam each other in the fucking head with a sledgehammer, pretty goddamn funny.
Why are we having Curtis Stone on? He's right outside the studio.
I don't know. Roland just started freaking out when he saw Curtis Stone, and he's the naked chef.
He's the chef dude that the women want to fuck.
Oh,
It's the take-home chef.
Is he naked?
He does a.
No, he's wearing clothes.
He does spots on The Biggest Loser and everywhere.
well, he was on.
Are you a
Who
big
gives
fan of
a
his?
turkey?
No.
But why is Roland? Why is Roland?
Roland thought it was funny.
There's a lot of weird shit happening in the last few minutes here. Roland just Instagrammed. He's Rolandos99 on Instagram.
Yes.
Rolando writes
name.
Sam Roberts with his hero chef Curtis Stone, and look.
I don't have a hero chef.
But Sam posed.
Oh, yes.
Sam's in studio posing for a picture with Curtis Stone, who's
do you like
outside
it
the
so much?
studio and doesn't even
great.
know his picture's being taken.
That's great.
Because I think he did know his picture was being taken, and I just wanted it to be awkward. But no, only thing that
All right,
Travis
so you're not
and
a
me
fan of his.
know him from is America's Next Great Restaurant, which Travis and I watched that reality show. We're the only two from start to finish. We did not give up on it.
God.
It was so close to cancellation, but we didn't give up on it.
Wow. Oh, God. Isn't that awful when Edgar
Stuart, I
pinches
don't like
your
when
arm?
Edgar's in
And
studio.
Soul Daddy won.
Yeah.
The
I've never
restaurant.
heard of him, dude.
The reason you've never heard of it is because within 3 months of winning the reality show, it was opened and out of business.
Oh, really?
Oh, wow.
He also had a show called Take Home Chef.
So what is he doing out there?
He's just hanging out.
Who's he waiting for?
Should we get him in here?
Roll,
I wouldn't know what to ask him.
I wouldn't either.
He's talking about food.
Either.
What do you think I should do with a motherfucking baguette?
Baguette.
Perfect question.
Yeah. Hey, what do I do if I want to make 2 apples into something?
Oranges.
All right, and I'm going to watch Three Stooges. Homework assignment for people. We'll discuss the movie tomorrow.
Now, did you enjoy the old Stooges? Did you enjoy? Okay.
I really did.
By then he means the XM management.
And I enjoy the
shit, what a shit.
What a shit.
And I enjoy the current Stooges. Down the hall.
It's really, I don't know, they really captured
Did they
that
kind of like take it seriously, or were they goofing on
No,
the fact they were the Three Stooges?
No, it was
you know how
very-
they twist it sometimes? I don't mind when they twist some shit.
No, it was very goofy. It was goofy.
Do you have an apology for the movie and the makers of the movie?
Well, I don't know if I need to do that.
I think you do.
Larry David was the head nun,
right?
and that was pretty funny.
That gave it a little bit of credibility because Larry is a fucking funny dude, man. And if he's a part of it and
Exactly.
in the trailer, I wonder if he's a producer on it.
It wasn't bad, and the trailer didn't do it justice.
Damn, that's pretty brave
I must
of you
say,
to
the
admit all
trailer
this.
didn't do it justice.
Pretty fucking brave.
I found it funny.
You ripped the trailer apart.
I really did.
You probably cost the movie
Oh,
tickets.
no. Oh, did I?
Well, did you do it on another show?
Oh, no.
Oh, here?
Did you laugh at that part when the baby poked the nun?
No, I saw it in the trailer. I was
They're
just
babies,
kinda-
but they already have their hair. That's
And they really
This looks
don't.
awful, man. I don't know, man. I'll watch tonight. I'm going to watch.
I don't know. It's the.
I have heard that
Turn
they did
this
the
up, turn it
characters
up.
well.
They did the characters very well.
Did you laugh at that part?
No, I don't.
See, in trailer form, it's not good.
And Curly.
Were you really drunk last night?
No.
So
No.
we can't blame it on that. You just really liked
Sister
it.
Bernice, there's something different about you. Did you get a haircut?
That wasn't in the movie.
You laughed at that
No,
part?
no, that part wasn't in the movie.
You were laughing too hard and you missed it?
Maybe. See, this doesn't really.
Did you laugh at the fish part?
Yes, the fish part.
What
was
part
kinda
did you laugh
funny.
at?
I was
That's a
laughing
good question.
at.
What part did you laugh at?
All right.
When the lobster.
Give us one scene you laughed at.
Here's the funniest shit: is when they're doing something to somebody that couldn't possibly happen. Like they picked up.
Like what, laughing at this film?
No, they picked up Curly because they had to get through this iron door, and they picked up Curly and started using his head like a battering ram, and they showed it from above, and his head was literally crushing as they were, because it had to be some kind of a rubber head.
I see why you like this movie.
Oh,
The Jersey
God.
Shore kids. You love those Jersey Shore kids.
No, that was the part where I was kind of like, why are they doing this?
You
It's like,
love the situation.
that'll make it unrewatchable. You know,
The
as
Jersey
far
Shore
as-
kids were in it?
Yeah, Ant loves
Well,
anything
not-
the situation
See,
pops
Mo
up.
ends
Big fan
up-
of the situation?
He loves
Mo.
them.
What do you like?
Yeah, of course.
What do you like?
Speaking of Mo,
What do you like the best? Ronnie? Who you got?
I have no idea.
Who's your favorite?
I
Ron
really
Juice?
don't like it.
Ron
I don't
Juice?
watch. I don't watch
Got T-shirts
Jersey
now. We
Shore.
could get you
no.
one.
I don't watch it.
What would your
All right.
Jersey Shore
This
name
is
be?
like Anthony laughing at that shitty, goofy YouTube girl.
Oh, yeah.
Jenna Marbles. I like Jenna Marbles.
When you wouldn't just admit she was just hot and that was it.
That was probably it, right?
It was only that she was cute.
I just started following her on Twitter now.
Why?
Because she's
Why
Jenna
do you
Marbles.
think?
Jenna Marbles.
do you
I
think?
heard,
Marbles
oh,
is-
shh. I heard she lost the marbles.
Obvious joke.
I'm going home.
Double Aggie.
I'm going We should do a whole show on the shit we brought to the show, hoping everyone else would be turned on to it, and it was a big bust. We all have one, man.
Oh, man.
Well, you came on and said
What?
Bridesmaids was not good, and then we all turned you around on it.
Oh no, yeah, that's an easy one. I'm talking about like the Jennifer Marbles.
Jenna Marbles.
Oh, when you came in and said something was good, and
No,
everybody
like,
was
and we want
no.
to turn everyone onto it, and everyone just is like, what's
Yeah.
wrong with this guy?
I mean, it's just that she's cute, and
Have I had anything like that?
She's hot.
If her jokes
I don't know,
were
we have to think
from
about it.
me, you
Jenna
wouldn't be like,
Marbles
oh man,
is
Sam is
so
funny.
Do you remember anything anybody's brought on that
Yeah,
was
the
like,
listeners will figure it out for us. I think we could do a whole show on it. It'd be so
Roland.
uncomfortable.
Wait, that
Like where we got so excited, we come in like, oh, whether it was a movie,
and it didn't work out?
a TV show.
Oh,
or
it's weird looking
something.
cute chick.
I have one.
Her eyes are too far
It's weird
apart.
looking cute girl.
You have one for Jim?
I don't know.
What is it?
I'm not going to say it on the air.
I want to know.
Can you write it down?
Yeah.
tell me.
I gotta know.
Don't tell it.
Piece
You're
of garbage.
a piece of shit.
Travis.
Stop touching me.
Not Travis.
What?
Travis.
A few people on the phone saying they watched the Three Stooges and loved it.
Yeah.
I wouldn't want to do that one.
That's why I don't want to say it on the air.
Okay, fair enough. Plus, certain things are about to go through the roof.
Yes.
There is a scene where Larry David as the nun, like she just gets knocked around really bad by the Stooges when they're trying to get off the roof of a building and stuff, and she's laying on her back, and they're trying to like get her to safety, but just keep fucking him up, and then they take a bucket of water that earlier the head of the sledgehammer went in, and they try to splash the water on him, and big sledgehammer.
And then the situation comes in and goes, I heard there was a situation. And
Yeah, this where Snooki comes in and starts snooking around.
The slapsticky violence.
You like when they snook around, do you?
Yeah. And she comes by and goes, Stooges, I heard you were snooking for something.
No.
Okay, terrific.
No, it was just really
Cracking
funny
up.
that the slapsticky stuff, right?
Oh, it's Paulie D. What's he doing with the Stooges?
This is going
I
great.
think the situation's abs will get hit.
That's funny. I'm funny.
Oh God.
No, I'm gonna watch tonight. What the hell? I'm gonna take notes.
Give it a
Let's take
try.
some notes.
I found it kind of funny.
Chip a D comes over.
It's
Fucking A. I start going, what are you, where's that wrench? Hit me with it. I'll fucking kick you in the cock.
It's not in good fun at all.
And when they have the dummies that fall on the ground of them, and then it turns into like them in real life, and they brush themselves off.
You like that?
I like that.
And then the situation is like, I heard there was a situation.
Situation, no.
And Snooki starts just snooking all over town.
Okay, faggot. What's next?
You just want to go back to a more innocent time, I think.
Do I?
Yeah.
Yeah, back when you were in high school and the Stooges were being shown in the theater. Fucking creep.
All right.
You assholes.
Good enough.
All righty, peoples.
We'll see you tomorrow.
All right. See you tomorrow. Yay.
Fuck. The Opie and Anthony show is pretty much over. But if you feel like sticking around after 1A Live is next.